Alright guys, we are officially back and welcome to Dope Check episode 41. The new year is upon us, it's 2025 and Call of Duty is finally back in action. It's been like 25 days since there's been any sort of CDL action. Thank you to the Call of Duty League again for this massive break, but we're officially back in business this weekend. The CDL Minor 1 is back, we're halfway through the qualifier runs. Who's going to be good? Who's going to be terrible? So much to talk about today. Big rumours and drama going on over the Christmas New Year period. Some scrims as well happening behind the scenes. Ronnie's going to have some more detail on that for us today as well. And then we're going to do our predictions going into the big tournament. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to come home dead last? Gentlemen, it is a pleasure. Ace coming hot out of the Institute today. We're looking good. Maybe replacing Roxas in the starting Falcons roster anytime soon. They wouldn't even notice if he did, gentlemen.
I might have to sneak into, I know where their facility is, and I might have to sneak over, man. After the pod I do with them, we're going to sneak right in and just sit in the scrim chair and get it busting. So, absolutely. It's been a great holidays. Good to see everyone and the Happy New Year to everyone around the world. So, it's time, though. You know, we're back to COD. Got about to be in a good stretch of games. I think a lot of teams needed this reset during this time. So, I'm excited to talk drama. I'm excited to talk COD. And I'm excited to get back into it and really push into this weekend and see where all these teams are at, who's ass, who's good, who's, I'm just excited to keep going, man. It's been a long enough break.
Hey, we're back.
The winningest player in the history of the Carolina Real Ravens introducing
the man himself.
John Travolta, straight out of Greece.
Absolutely. Listen, everyone's saying, what's happened to the hair? Well, listen, I've slicked it back. We're becoming more businessy. And we like business over here. Yeah, we like business. We like business. We like money. Mm-hmm. And guess what? We like COD. Kinda. We got COD to talk about. A lot going on. We had a little discussion prior to this, to the live stream going up. Ace, that was, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we will. That's if we need a little gap fill some point in the show, we'll throw that in.
Absolutely. Well, let's just dive right in, gentlemen, because we're going to begin right about here. I don't think when we last did the show, this had been confirmed yet. Actually, I forgot to introduce Ronnie. Ronnie, what's good? Give a little intro.
Good, man, had a nice break, but can't wait for the COD to be back now. Finally.
Good stuff. No, absolutely. Pleasure to have you on the show again. Hop in whenever you like, especially I think of maybe this topic and certainly on the scrims. Be great to have your insight. And Ronnie's always got some hot takes. He's cooking up behind the scenes. Don't worry about that. Yep. Hassie's in the map pool. It's not the same Hacienda it used to be. They changed it a bit. They've added the element from the Hacienda night map back in the day. They changed a few things about the map. It might not be the best idea. It is what it is. The league came out and they just slapped it straight into the map pool. No F's given, basically. They didn't consult the pros. They just threw it straight in there. Now, I will say, first of all, I'll find another quick tweet. Maybe it's from, I don't know, CSGO or something. But today, Valve confirmed that they are making a change in the Counter-Strike map pool. And yeah, here we go. Here is the tweet as of a couple hours ago. Good morning for the major, plus trade minus vertigo. So this is what real esports generally do. They don't care what the pros think. They might hear what the pros have to say, but they just make the decision. They just choose what the maps it is. Obviously, in CS, all the maps are good. Whereas in COD, that ain't true. So this is a debate because at the time when this was officially confirmed by the league, there was lots of debate, especially from Scrappy and many other pros, not happy the fact that Rewind was chosen to be gone. The reason why it was out was, as far as we are aware, because it was vetoed the most by the pros, but that does not necessarily indicate which map is the worst. So, very controversial. Ace, I'd like your take on it, and then we'll get a pro player take from Trey.
Absolutely. I'm just full disrespect. The Hacienda is good to come in, but I don't think it solves the problem of, again, we come back to it multiple games in a row. Old maps come in to try to save bad maps developed for the current game. Why are we always in this cycle? It's very annoying. I watch Hacienda play out. It does look good. There's some some changes they made that I feel like were unnecessary. I feel like they're trying to adapt it from the Black Ops 4. They assumed it was faster to now. They shouldn't have done it. They should have kept it exactly as it was. The map played perfectly fine. Yeah, and I think they should throw Rewind back. Probably, I'm going to assume after Major 1, they might consider throwing it back in and seeing what balancing out the map pool one more time. But I know in the pipeline, there are a few more maps that are being considered, so I will say that. Post Major 1, there's going to be some stuff coming in, hopefully, that we can add in. So just a glimmer of hope. Usually we get slammed when there's a glimmer of hope, but I'm just trying to give the glimmer of hope that there is another map pack kind of coming, and we might, some of those maps are being considered to come in. So
I do like it how the players don't decide it like how they used to. I think a lot of it is biased towards like people wanting to choose their best maps, or you know what I'm saying, if someone's imagine like Toronto last year, if they could just like, which they did have map voting. My point is I prefer it when the game developers or like the league or something like that decides the maps. I think it creates like that extra spiciness. The issue is every COD map sucks. Respectfully. Even this Hacienda, it's not that good. It's not Black Ops 4 Hacienda. We got doors, there's an extra window spot. I prefer it when like league devs and stuff like that choose the maps. The issue is with COD, and we have this issue every single year, is the maps just aren't good enough to do this. And that's why we keep getting these terrible remakes of the maps. Like we've had raids 75 million times. Hacienda, this is the first one we've had that's a remake. And if that is any indication of where we're going with remakes, then we might be even more cooked.
yeah, we're changing classic maps to get worse, which is mind-blowing, a mind-blowing decision.
Ronnie, what's your take on using vetoes as the metric? Because these are the numbers for the amount of vetoes that have happened so far this season, and Rewind was vetoed the most in Hardpoint and in Search, so that's why the CDL elected to remove it. Now, of course, in an ideal world, I guess the CDL has some sort of committee of maybe former pro players or people that know the scene, and they can make a decision, but I understand why the league wants to have some sort of metric as to why they decide things. I'm not sure it's, perfect, but maybe it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's definitely not perfect, but like, you have to like the fact that the league are getting involved. Because you know what pros are like, they spend 3 weeks sorting out simple stuff. The league come in and said, bang, that's what's going to happen. It works for Hardpoint because all the maps suck, right? Whatever, who cares? Go. But with S&D, like, Rewind S&D wasn't that bad. So maybe there should have been more thought when it comes to that. Like, the league have the right idea, but they've probably just gone too far one way.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be any feedback, whether they're going to change their mind like next time, because this is going to happen again soon. Like maybe Yemen or something. The rumors in here, whatever map may or may not arrive, and then we're going to be in the same position again.
Divas. We're all just sassy divas.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, the team's crying on like Twitter and stuff. Like they knew this was what was going to happen. Like, if it was at least most vetoed, it weren't going to be in anymore. Like, they told them that.
Yeah,
Did they actually tell them that?
Yes, there was some awareness.
We all
that.
knew, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knew, so they must have been told.
Very interesting.
There was some
Okay,
awareness.
and they were still crying about it. Wow,
Exactly.
colour me shocked.
And teams only cry because they're good at the map.
Every time, the teams that
Yeah, that is the
come in,
only
they
reason.
literally
And
don't care.
LAT will say that, like, oh, that's the only map we've lost. Yeah, but it's also like your most played for a reason.
Bro, we used to get
Close
sent
to that.
Google Doc. We used to get sent Google Docs of like, what map do you hate the most? And then they would just decide what, if every team was just ass at this map and one team was good, it was like, well, fuck it, everyone just, everyone's voting for this map. We'll see you later.
Exactly.
Oh wait, this team's the best at this map. Hey, 11 other teams, let's go vote this
Exactly.
map. Let's make the comp back. Let's get it back again.
What was that map that Ultra were good like at last year, Major 1? I forgot.
Skid Row.
Skid Row, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, screw it, let's get that out. And then look what happened.
I mean, the map was ass though.
Sure, but you know what I mean? Like,
But it may
Ultra
not
only
have been
wanted it because
removed
they were good
based
at it.
on the CDL, like
No,
the
that
new
was
metrics.
getting rid of
You
that.
think it was gone anyway?
Yeah, but Ultra are like saying you should stay in, right? But that's only
Of course,
because-
yeah, because they're nice
good
at
at
it.
it. But
Yeah,
everyone-
exactly.
even they know the map was ass.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. They know.
But that's
They
why
knew-
pros shouldn't really have full say because it's bias.
Now they knew after people knew about this veto thing. Toronto knew after Major 1 that map wasn't going to be in anymore. So like people are aware, but I mean, just to be give it absolute neutral unbiasedness, just because you know something's going to happen doesn't mean you want it to happen, and I can see why they're still upset about it. So I'm going to give them a little bit of grace, just a little bit. Like you could know they're going to take it out, and when it's finally taken out, maybe you're just getting good at it. You just started scrimming it. The game came out recently, so like you didn't even get that many reps on it before it got taken out. So
We played our
maybe your
Bagra
feelings
Fortress
about it
for a whole
change.
year.
Say what?
We played our Bagra Fortress for a whole year. I don't want to hit no one played about
Oh,
it now.
okay, wait. I know. Okay, no, that's fair. I'm talking about now though. Like at least this game, right, with rewind and stuff, taken out after what, a month of playing it. That's kind of whack.
I mean, I thought it was funny because it's interesting. Scrap went on a tirade when it was removed. He was blaming the pros. He was saying, you guys are crap because you want this map to be removed and we don't. And then he realized that, like, actually the league had removed it. So I guess
How
the
does he
implication-
not know that?
This is what I'm saying. Because at
This
the
is the issue,
time,
right?
the
This is
theory
the issue.
was that, like, I didn't think the pros knew because Scrap was
Spence say it
speaking
Ben's
as
fat
if
or
he
something
didn't
like that, or
know.
was that something else?
Wait, go on, Ronnie. What was he saying?
Spence
Like-
announces everything in Twitch chats.
Yeah, like I swear, someone definitely said it, like that it was public. People knew for sure because how else would fans know?
I hear you.
Like if players didn't know, fans wouldn't.
No, my
So-
point about Scrap's tweet is my bad pros didn't know you didn't vote. You're a pro too. Did you vote?
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, how does he
He
not
was
know?
even one. It was him versus.
Is he
the league.
was he just,
It was him versus the CDL.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will say sometimes the team reps and stuff, like the players.
Don't tell
and
the
then-
other team players.
Yeah. Their rep does things without the actual players knowing, which I don't know how that's possible. You see the guy every day in scrims. You're sitting with him for at least 6 hours a day minimum. So I don't know how you don't communicate
That
these
happened
things.
with
But
the knife, right? Because
Yeah,
was
it's
crying on
happened
Twitter,
before. Yeah.
and then Kenny replied to him and said, "You voted out."
Yeah, it was
Like,
sensational.
that's
Oh, my God.
that's actually one of the biggest problems. Like the rep in the chat is saying things and not communicating back to their team. That's happened many times, many times.
I mean, this is
Inefficient.
exactly the next conversation we're about to have as well, because there's been more GA drama in just the last couple of days. Just before we get there, actually, I did want to bring this up. Perfect Treyarch map set, right? So, hardpoint search control, you can choose any Treyarch map from any Treyarch card. I mean, and throw it in here. Let's exclude, like, World at War. Even, you could put a BO1 map in if you want. Like, throw in Havana,
hang on
I
a
don't
minute.
care.
Hang on a minute.
I mean, we got options out here. But this is what...
Who's put
I know.
Moscow?
I know. I didn't make it. I
Only-
didn't make it.
The
Garrison
ultra bait and
control?
switch. That's the only thing I liked on that.
Who's
map.
put Moscow S&D in there as one of the an
And Garrison,
all-time
Yeah,
Control.
Garrison control was trash. Oh my god, that
People
map
are-
was so bad to watch. No,
For
no,
starters,
set
the
aside.
fact we haven't got Seaside. I liked Seaside Control. I thought Seaside Control was fun as fuck. I thought that was great. Seaside Control, whack that in there. Moscow S&D. Listen, that
It's
that
time
guy's won
to
some
go.
CMG matches. Yeah, you gotta go.
I'd put in
You gotta
something
go.
from BO1
I mean,
in there.
Just give me BO4 and I'm happy.
the one that's standing
Hacienda
out to me is
Control.
where's Fringe? Put Fringe hardpoint. Get Fringe back in. I thought
Are
we were
you
supposed to put
blind?
Fringe. Wait, am I not caught up enough or what?
I mean, it's on the screen, but like, all good.
It's on the screen, twin.
Oh, what's missing? My bad, gangster. My bad.
No,
my
this
bad,
is
my
the
bad.
perfect CDL map set.
Yeah, we're trying to
Treyarch
say,
maps.
like, yeah, Treyarch, best ever Treyarch maps, what would you do?
Treyarch, CDL, same thing. Because
Yeah.
we haven't picked any from the others.
Get Fringe
Maybe
and S&D
Tuscan.
too. Honestly, get Fringe and S&D too. That's
The
what I
fact
will
that
say. I'll
Raid
add
is
that
only on one of
to me.
their motor is criminal, in my opinion. But I wouldn't actually mind it because I played so
Raid
much
Control
Raid.
was fun too.
Yeah, Raid Control was great.
Yeah,
What was
Raid
the
Control
third
actually really good.
control map on that game?
I like the Redwood
Huh?
pick.
What was the third control in Cold War?
Redwood, yeah, but you know, Redwood would only work with jetpacks.
Third control in
Yeah.
Cold War. We
It was
had
Garrison, Raid.
Checkmate, obviously. Bloody hell.
Oh god, yeah.
That was
What year?
painful. We ain't doing that.
Hey, I'm
again.
taking checkmate over every map in Black Ops 6. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I agree. The hard point for sure. I liked hard.
It's
Yeah,
actually
that's
so
okay.
bad to
S&D
think
too.
that when I was loading into Checkmate, I used to think, damn, this map's like pretty dog. But I think about it today, and oh my
Take me
god,
back.
it's like top 20%. Actually, it's
For
top
like Cold War
20%.
map was like good,
Yeah.
like
And it was for all game modes. So fair play, I guess. But yeah, anyway, it's a conversation we can continue at another time. I did want to get into this though, right? Because we're talking about the pros having no idea what they're doing. Another great example here. So this is sensational drama, honestly, over the Christmas period. I don't know why this tweet got deleted, but I got the screenshot anyway. So this is a Beezy just before the Christmas period talking about how he couldn't figure out whether the pros were using single tap to sprint, double tap to sprint, auto tactical sprint, whatever, right? So he was asking the rep chat, or maybe he wasn't asking, maybe Simp was asking if Simp's their rep, I don't know, whatever. They were putting comments in and FaZe were trying to figure this out because it was GA'd last year when the snaking was GA'd all at the same time. They voted out snaking, they voted out sound EQ, they voted out auto tac sprint, single tap, whatever. Abeezy's been one of the guys who's been like, if you don't use double tap to sprint, you're a fraud type thing. Turns out no one wanted to respond, which said everything you need to know. And then in the next couple of days, Zoom was talking about it. And over the last couple of days, it seems like Shotzi came out on stream and basically said, yeah, single tap isn't GA'd anymore. So, Ronnie, you got any thoughts on this? Like, is that accurate what I've said within reason?
I mean, I don't know because I've not been paying attention, to be fair. But I mean, the whole GA for it is just stupid in general. Let's be honest.
No.
ATS, I agree. Like that should be gone. But single, double, like, come on.
This whole thing about it makes it like the skill gap or whatever.
Like none of them are going to move like Shotzi even with it on.
The gun shoots for you. The gun shoots for you. The aim assist is crazy. What do you mean the game's as easy as it gets right now? Get single tap in and lock in.
Yeah, I feel like GA and ATS is fine, but the single tap and double tap, come on.
I mean, again, I respectfully disagree. I think you say it doesn't add skill gap, but it does. It does add a difference of movement and skill gap between who can utilize movement well and who can't. I think
probably by 1%.
Yeah, like
that's 1%.
Yeah.
In this game too, where movement is so critical, I think it's a little more than 1%, just specifically in this game.
Recoil.
Agreed. So if the guns already have no skill to shoot, any type of skill gap, even 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever it takes, I think that needs to be addressed and it needs to be.
The skill gap ain't gonna change though, because the people that already have unreal movement on double tap are gonna have unbelievable movement on single tap.
No,
the gap stays the exact same.
No, I'm saying I think single tap, I think all that stuff. I think just it should be regular as can be. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying ATS obviously no, double tap, single tap. It should just be regular. Normal sprints, normal COD. That's what it should be, so that your movement actually is fully you, and that is something of a skill gap we can have amongst pros. Because right now it's getting more washed, and we're getting just bots playing each other basically.
Sure, but like the top players aren't going to change because of single tap or double tap.
That's true. However,
everyone just gets better, so the skill gap stays exactly the same.
Maybe one player gets better out of the whole league, but even then, probably not.
Sure, but if I gave you another example, right? Like, let's say a soccer goal, right? A football goal. We were going to reduce it 6 inches from side to side, 6 inches in, or 3 inches in, just 6 inches all the way around. It's not going to make a big difference. The best players are still going to be the best players, but did you do something to affect the game and make it a little bit easier, or make it wider, whatever? Make it a little easier for people to score? You did. That little difference may not be big, but it's still a percentage difference that adds more or less to the game.
And guess what? Everyone gets better if the goal gets bigger.
Right. So everyone gets better when you start un-GAing things. Essentially, people get better, but they shouldn't be. See what I'm saying?
It depends whether it should be GA'd in the first place. I think is the argument.
My point is even if you GA it or don't GA it, everyone still stays the same.
But again, you said yourself, there's let's say even a 1% difference. That word in itself is saying there is a difference.
I'm reverting what I said. I'm saying there's like the people with already unreal movement, they're gonna get better, and the people that gonna got ass movement, they're gonna get better. So it all stays the same.
No, because people ass movement now talks about the movement frauds. I think the interesting part for me is like if over the last few weeks we've had some people using it and some people not, which is probably what's actually happened. When everyone starts using it, we might see some differences. But
There's inconsistencies right now too. Again, with people using it, and the only other addition I'll add, because some people are like, "Oh, you're waffling." Why would pros care about it if it wasn't an important issue?
Because they're pros.
Well,
Because
sure, but
every COD pro is a diva.
sure, but it does change the game. That's why when people are like, "Oh, we're not using it," and then some other team that's suspect of using it, it's a big deal. Not just because of GA, but it's giving you
if one team's
an
using it,
advantage, it's giving you an advantage as well.
Or,
So if everyone uses it, it's the same.
or how about we just un-GA it and then everyone uses it, so
game.
everyone's on a level playing field.
Well, that's not a
actually
good
better
argument.
than people using it like.
What do you mean
without
that's not a
knowing.
good argument? If
Not using it as level play field as well.
Yeah, but you can't prove if someone's using it or not.
this is the issue.
Yeah,
why not
yeah,
un-GA
exactly.
it?
That is the
So-
issue.
So why not un-GA it?
Because people with no movement can get better. They look like they have
Oh,
movement.
fine.
because they're
Listen,
using it.
if Lamar's got single tap on to not single tap, he still ain't gonna have movement.
I promise you, the difference was noticeable. I promise you.
It's noticeable, but what I'm saying is, just because single taps on Lamar, me, Slasher, we ain't gonna turn into Shotzi.
You're not gonna turn to Shotzi, but movement definitely looks different. For
Yeah,
sure.
but how much better does it make
You-
shots then? Do you know what I mean?
I could bring him on. I could bring him on the show right now, and he'll tell you himself. He'll tell you himself how single tap actually made his movement better.
We cry about double tap sprinting. Just make it single tap, so it's like old COD. So when you just tap it once, you're sprinting.
This is, I think, my take on it as well. It's like, this is how it used to be back in the day. You press sprint once and then you sprint. Like, it ain't rocket science.
And you're sprinting.
And there's,
yeah?
and there's
There should
some
be-
other things
like-
in the game. Like, this is the thing. It's fundamentally, it's a setting in the game that you can either choose to have it this way, which is objectively better, or this way, which is objectively worse. There's plenty of settings like that. Like aim assist, for example, you can have it on or off. Like, there's no reason why the pros couldn't come together and say, oh, we should GA aim assist, turn it off, because
Could
then
you
that's going
imagine?
to increase. I mean, it would be horrific to watch. But
Hey,
like,
ain't no
it would
one-
increase the
ain't
skill
no
gap.
one-
So
Ain't no
you know,
one single sprinting around the map. Just single
Yeah,
tap.
what are we talking about right now, bro?
No, it's a fair point.
Bro,
like,
it's-
I mean,
bro, it's like-
we're
it's
talking
like
about
OG
GA a
Colin.
setting, like, and it's not even banned by the league. The league don't care. So it's on the players if they can actually uphold their own ban, and if they can't uphold their own ban, which they clearly can't, because no one can tell if anyone's doing it or not, then it's going to fall apart. And it only takes one player to start cheating effectively, and then the whole league's cheating. So congratulations.
My
you
point
played
is
yourself.
single tap. Everyone complains about, oh, COD's not the same as it was once before. Blah, blah. Single tap makes it more original than it is now.
I mean, if I played a game,
just-
that's how I played a game.
That's
It's
fair.
It's just one button to
It's just
sprint.
the
Ain't no one
better
going
way
around
to
the map.
play it. It's
Ain't
just
no one going around the map
objectively
single
superior.
sprinting. Let me tell you, it makes everyone's life easier.
And everyone
In a-
saves their fun.
Yeah,
In
that's
a
someone's
game,
gonna
in a
say-
game,
I
in
would
a game
rather
where
someone-
movement. Go ahead.
I would rather someone sit there and cry about someone using single tap, knowing that they're using it, rather than someone going, "Oh, I'm bringing out this because I think he's using it. I've watched this guy's VOD and he's only single tap." Motherfucker, Krim was using it in MW 2019. We knew it. We called him out, and then guess what?
He said, "Don't care."
No one can do anything about it. What are you
Yeah.
gonna do? You're gonna blacklist him? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
like Abuser last
that's
year, right?
the slippery
Like,
slope,
nothing
though.
happened.
That's the scary slippery slope, though, bro. That's exactly what it is. It's when the players at the top are saying, kind of, F you, I'm going to use it no matter what. That's a slippery slope where then now the
Good.
game gets corrupted. No, not good. Horrible. Some guy pulls a sniper out, starts using smoke, start using GA guns.
Oh, they
and
should
then
pull a
you have
sniper
chaos.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
that is step 2, to be fair. So this is the other tweet that obviously Paulex comes out with yesterday. And he says, well, people are breaking the single tap GA. It's time to blow up every GA.
Because pros always say this, and then
Yeah,
they
you're so right.
Yeah, actually,
You're so
nah,
right.
That, like I said, they all
They
divas,
talk a
man.
good
Listen,
game. They
yeah, they
talk a good
talk,
game.
never walk the walk.
the only people that broke GAs when this thing happened was Epsilon's Reedy team, if you guys remember like that. They were Black Ops 3. I used the MR6. They said if you use, and they were
A
saying
pistol,
that I had a
right?
modded control. Yeah, they said
Yeah,
I had a
yeah.
modded controller. There was a Reddit thread on it
Uh-huh.
saying that I use a modded controller
See if I can
to
find
shoot
it.
fast. When I never
Can
did.
confirm. He did use a modded controller.
I never did because they came to they sat behind me at LAN and said shoot the pistol. I shot it the exact same. They said shit. Never did. But
You were just
But-
nice with it like that. Huh?
I was just nice with it, man. I had a lot of practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm saying.
So, end of the day, my thing is these pros don't really stand on it. Whereas Reedy and that did. They said use the MR6. We're using LMGs. We're using it all. And guess what? They had LMGs. they stood on it. The secret GAs should just not even be a thing, just from the pure fact of everyone's a scumbag. You can't really tell if someone. You can't really tell if someone's using it or not. End of the day, I don't particularly care. The pros shouldn't really care. The people that have good movement anyway are going to continue to have good movement, and the people that don't really have good movement, yeah. What they go and sprint a little bit faster, but guess what? The iron boots are still gonna iron boot. They ain't just gonna sprint into everything. I just think it stops all this whining and complaining if you know what people are using.
How much of this is the league's fault? I'm gonna put that in the air right now.
None really, because the league doesn't care if you run it or not.
Well, that on its own. I mean, that on its own is something.
Why would the league care if you fucking sprint?
And it's a setting in the game, isn't it? So like,
no. Wait, the league should care implementing a consistent game. So if you have,
but it's not a game breaking bug. It's a setting in the game that they want people to use.
I don't know if people come to consistent GAs, I think settings should be not stagnant, but should be consistent. Obviously, in your loadouts, things should be banned. You shouldn't have access to them. I think there's a better way to do things in the league, or not the league. Maybe just developers are a little lazy. So I always want to come back to the root of the problem.
I just think this is just one thing that should never be an issue because it is the most stupidest thing on the planet.
Do we think we actually see like smokes, snipers? Do we actually see more come out of this?
The only time this ever happens, I think, apart from the example that Trey was giving, was, I don't know if you guys remember, there was some Challengers tournament. I think it was in Cold War. You guys remember where there was all the drama about the QBZ? So they banned like the XM4 or whatever, and then the QBZ, the Challengers said it was OP. The pros weren't so sure. The Challengers banned it. And then some teams decided that they were still going to run it. And there was some Challengers Cup or something that happened in Cold War where all hell broke loose. People were throwing smokes. People had thermals on. I remember specifically a clip on Checkmate. There was a smoke and a harpoon with a thermal sight on an AR gunning through it. And it was horrific. But every team it was fun. Every team just threw the GAs out the window for one tournament. That's the only time it's ever happened where somebody's actually stood on business in recent times.
Let's get snipers in for the miners.
But this was my thing, yeah. This was my thing. Dynamic aim assist makes everyone shoot straight.
Get it off. Get it out of my game.
Get it off. Why has that not been GA'd?
Why can't Dashy shoot straight without it?
Hey, listen.
You see, the funny thing is that like people like me, Cammy, and Dashy in MW 2019, I think, we didn't used to use dynamic. We held strong and we were beaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But listen, I agree with you. By the way, I agree with you. I think certain settings we should go back to a standardized version of COD. Whether everyone wants to be on dynamic, sure, that's fine. But should we go back to what COD was? And I'll say also what most players at home generally, not the ones who watch comp and stuff, are playing on. Yeah, I think standard is a more competitive game. It adds a skill gap, and I'm always a fan of making the game a little bit tougher to make it better. Because if everyone's shooting the same, you're not actually testing skill. You're just testing like reaction time only. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of issue there. So
I mean, just go look at COD 4's options to now's options. There's 7 tabs for now in COD 4.
Yes, there is.
It was just
fucking atrocious.
Invert, slide, and dive behavior. Whatever the hell that is. But yeah, this is what the pros are up to. They're at it again. They're never going to stop. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, he's no longer OpTic Preds. I saw Pred was on Bondi Beach the other day. He saw it on his Instagram story. So he's out there chilling. But we had a pretty big discussion around about Christmas from Scump. So Scump was asked the question by Hex, what would it take for you to make a comeback? Formal was asked the question a couple of seconds before. And he was like, oh, I'm not sure I should talk about this. And then he went on to give a different answer about Halo. And then Scump and Formal had a bit of a talk. it's pretty clear from what Scump said that this, I think, was recorded on like the 10th of December. So the 8th of December, the game they played Cloud9 in, basically a month ago now, Scump was asked to sub in for Pred on that day. And it turned out that maybe the same was put to Formal. Of course, they didn't do it. They played with Pred anyway. And then 2-3 days later, Pred was then gone. Hook, as well, at a similar time to this, mentions on the Flycast how he, on the Monday after, he was at the diner with the OpTic boys getting the details locked in. So, very interesting circumstances. But if you were Scump, would you have done it, Trey?
Little one-match return. Who says no? I mean, Scump does, obviously.
How much cash are you putting on the table?
I think he just makes cash regardless. a little competitive reunion. Imagine he wins it. He just comes in, swoops in, one game, win, back to retirement.
They would have won as well, I reckon.
That's aura.
Yeah. I mean, they did
I
win
think
it.
they would have beat C9 as well. That's the funny thing.
That's aura. Just swarms in, smokes him, 1.3. The king's back.
Then walks away.
Then walks away, done and dusted. Explosions in the back. Boom.
And then Formal comes in for the next week, and then they just keep taking it in turns. Oh.
I mean, I like the idea of him. I don't think he'd ever do it. I don't think he would come in for one game and just take the chance, even of just like sitting there. And what if he loses? I don't know. Just there's no net positive for him. I'm sure they asked him to play, like you said. They asked him, but I don't know. I don't see it happening unless it was more extreme. But you know, there's a lot of challengers players and guys that the OpTic. There's a lot of players out there that could sit in that seat and do well. I don't think Scump would have to be the guy to come in. So I'm sure he's aware of that. I'm sure all the players, they're just trying to see if he would come in, but nah, there's no shot.
I don't feel like if he did come in, it would only be like one game just to get him to like the next weekend. There's no way they would want him to come back full time. After
the
what,
league,
like a year
the
and a half
league would
back.
probably have to pay Scump to come play.
Yeah.
This
exactly.
is
He
the
wouldn't
other
wanna
point,
do it.
actually. I don't know if Scump would
Can
be
even
allowed to play. Like, with all... Because you remember in the off-season when Scump was maybe trying to play some kickoff tourneys and he was told he couldn't play in the Activision... He couldn't play like any kickoff tourneys because Activision were putting the money up and they weren't letting him play because of the lawsuit. So, I mean, look, they're letting him watch party. So, they'd be stupid
If
not
they
to let him
asked
play.
him,
but
he must be able to play.
you'd think he can play, but it would be a crazy, wouldn't it? If Scump was like actually unofficially banned from competing in the CDL, that'd be as like the best player ever. That'd be a crazy timeline. But we're never gonna know if that's true. I don't imagine.
It's like sad to see, but I don't know. It's always fun to speculate, though. It's always fun to speculate. It's always when these kind of things come up. I think it's good for the scene. It's good to see, you know, him even jokingly discussing it, or even there's like the Falcons talk. I'm sure we'll talk about as well. Like, it's good to see him still what is the word? Like, not irking on the idea, but like still teasing the idea of coming back at some point. So
like the year 2040, they're going to be still like Scump was off. Like,
Yeah, it happens every year, like twice a year.
I hear it like twice a season every time.
Yeah, but like it means that Scump's mind is still on it. I think like Scump just he cares a lot, and for good reason. I'd be the same about legacy. Like he doesn't want to come back. Yeah, he doesn't want to ruin it. Like obviously, I mean his final tunnel wasn't great. But
yeah,
his final ever
series,
series, I think he even confirmed that recently that he does regret coming back. But in fairness, his last series, didn't he slam Zinni and drop like a 1.3? So at least he went out kind of on a high.
So, yeah, if he picked up Hydra like he was supposed to,
that's probably one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen. By the way, turned on him, retired, and then like
picked him up.
And then forced him to retire.
Yeah.
He's
like, made him retire.
Want to be my partner?
After getting top 4 as well, because like his Boston team was actually quite good. He should have kept playing.
I wonder what Zinni thinks about it, actually, because I don't think he made a mistake, but like, you know,
I reckon deep down he regrets it.
Nah.
You don't think? Because the OpTic, it would already have been there though.
Listen, bro, this is one of these opportunities where you just you take it and you don't look back, you don't regret it.
To be
Now,
fair, it's
does
not like
everyone
Boston were winning an event, were they? So
Do everyone wish they still
They would
competed?
have online.
Yeah. I guarantee Scump, if Scump could just go back and compete with no setback or anything like that, and he could still do his watch parties and just play his matches and go back and watch party, yeah, probably. Listen, when that opportunity comes up, you don't regret nothing. You go for it and you live a good life, and you appreciate the memories you had. But when this opportunity comes up, you got to take it and go.
Yeah, I could tell you firsthand from talking to him around the time he had to make the decision. And yeah, he was conflicted, but very, very, Trey hits it on the head right there. Like, he knew that it was the choice that he had to make for his life, for his career, and it's OpTic calling, bro. It's the OpTic opportunity.
The future is green.
It's a once in a yeah. I'm just saying, like it really was the OpTic knock on his door, and he got it once, he lost it. Let's be honest, if we keep it $150, his career wasn't in. I wouldn't say it was positive. I wouldn't say it was negative. It was just in a neutral spot with Boston.
I mean, he only just stayed on Boston, to be fair. He nearly got dropped in that offseason.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, his career wasn't in the best spots. So, yeah, I think he would have been crazy for him not to take the bag, and he was aware of that himself from, speaking to him at that time. So I'm glad he made the decision. I know he's happy with what he did, and
I will say to Zinni, he actually went out with one of the hardest ever, peace outs from COD ever, because, I mean, I don't know how many, he had 50k likes on his tweet. I didn't know Zinni had clout like that.
I ain't gonna lie, I think mine was better. I was sat at a cocktail bar sipping a margarita and just tweeted it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you did.
That's aura.
What was the most shocking, retirement? Do you reckon?
Most shocking?
Probably this one, to be honest.
I think formal.
I would think Seth.
That
was shocking.
The formal one was crazy, actually.
No, the Scump one was kind of crazy. I think this one, because he was young, still at the peak.
And he
still at the peak.
I didn't even like Zinni's one. My bad, Zin.
This was my thing. Clay's one, we knew it was coming.
Yep.
Scump's one was kind of crazy, especially being a pro at that time and hearing it in bro, Scump's retiring.
I got one. Octane's one was crazy.
Oh,
Octane's
one.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, trouble?
Actually, yeah, that's number one.
I agree.
I mean, that one is crazy. That's number one.
Because the timing on that and everything happening there, it just, yeah, Octane stepping away was
when you get that news, you're like, what?
I got a text about that a week prior, and I was like, nah, no way.
Yeah, we actually cooked as a scene on that one because nobody knew. Well, it didn't get leaked by anyone. But yeah, no, Zinni actually cooked Clay. I don't know, 50k on a COD announcement retirement was actually terrible from Zinni. I respect her. But yeah, the formal one was kind of out of nowhere. The timing of Scump's one was so crazy though, because Scump announced his retirement, right? You remember that? When he said, "This is my last year. At the end of this year, I'm done." He announced.
Everyone thought that was a retirement.
Everyone thought he was retired. Yeah, exactly. When he did that, everyone thought. I thought he was done, but then he was like, "No, one more year, last dance." And then 1 month later, he actually retired.
Yeah, then he was done. That's why it was shocking. That's why
it was shocking. Yeah.
Somehow they rescued that year a little bit as well, because they were chalked. They decided to run it back after Vanguard. Then he retires a month later.
Yeah.
The Octane one was definitely the craziest one, though.
Yeah,
straight after a champs win.
Yeah, well,
typical though.
Typical
though. Yeah. I mean, I respect it. I respect him coming, leaving.
He was good like an MW2 as well.
He was literally the best version of himself he's ever been, and he retired at that point.
To be fair though, because the LA Thieves stuff as well, it made sense.
That's a good man right there. He left on a high.
Yeah, he did.
It's always good if you can do that, but it's just
I should have.
Most players it doesn't work out
MW.
Nah, I mean Vanguard
after IW.
After IW.
Jesus Christ!
Jeez, you really hate COD, right?
Yeah, you got top 3 champs on MW.
Top 4.
Was it top 4? Oh.
I didn't count though. I don't count any CDLs.
Yeah, I bet the money counted from that one though.
I would have been all right.
MW champs was nice.
And that year it was the championship weekend, right? So top 4 made it to like the second
champs was
weekend,
like
didn't
2
they?
weeks long.
And then you played one game, second weekend got smoked. And
Champ started on like a
Thursday.
Wednesday.
Well,
or
I did not
Thursday.
get smoked.
you know? Shall I look on the numbers?
Hell nah. I was frying.
Oh, you were good at that game.
We won first map.
Which
who do
teammate
you
got
play
fried
at
then?
that
Trey,
point?
tell us now, man. Who got fried?
Well, me,
Construction,
man.
Do you
Put
play
'em on
FaZe or
blast,
Dallas?
fam.
What was it?
Me,
They lost
too.
to OpTic, didn't they?
Ah, maybe it was, yeah.
All I know is I was good. I was good. Wow. All the retirements are crazy. You know which one's going to hit hard next? Slasher.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Right,
them.
Slasher 8 retired for another 5 years. Running.
Not after
Slasher.
start this year.
No, Slasher, I'll keep it a buck with you. That guy's he still has it right now.
The thing
He's
is with
still playing.
Slasher, it's all about the relationships you maintain,
The
because
team as well.
like with the team and stuff, and obviously in Slasher's role, like there's every year there's going to be a team that needs a player like Slasher. So if you're in the right combos and the people still respect you enough, you can still get the spots. Especially now Clay's retired and Accuracy's retired. Like Slasher's the only
that's
guy.
2
You
gone.
know what I mean? Like he's the
Bro,
only
he's
guy
not-
in that veteran AR, pretty much.
That guy is not gonna go back to go mow his farm, bro. He's gonna keep playing COD till he's 40. I'm telling you, he's just gonna keep taking that vet role and
Yeah, as
still
long as
play
there's spots
COD.
there, he'll keep playing.
He's that dude. Austin is a demon when it comes to COD. Like that, he's really one of one when it comes to like passion about COD and really just like that's what he loves to do. He loves to go to the gym and play COD.
I respect it so much that he like
That's a good
is
life.
still committed enough on these games, especially the guys that played the older games, because 99% of them are fed up. And I know that Slasher
Yes.
probably doesn't like the games, but he's still got that dog that he can do it, right? With most players in
He still
Slasher's
keeps getting
position.
If he didn't ruin his love for the game, nothing will.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's what it comes down to.
I mean, he just loves
I mean,
winning at the end of the day. That's what he's all about.
Listen, people played a whole year of MW2, man. Like, that's straight. Like, you got some mental.
Yeah.
You've got some mental.
That game's horrid.
You fucking mento. You're so mento. It's
I
all
don't
so
think-
mental.
It is, honestly. If you, two of my guys out there that even not even the pros, the challenger players, the people who
They
just play
won't even
ranked
learn.
play on a day-to-day basis, you good for life. You mentally strong. You got that.
All right, so
It's very
we got some roster drama. Vegas Falcons, Ace. They blew it up. What's going on? They blew the roster up
all right, let me-
immediately. Here's the
All right, I
statement
got the-
coming out of Luti.
I got off the phone with the prince, and I can tell you all about this, guys. I know exactly what's happening with this. Okay, I talked to the kingdom, and some guys just weren't performing, and it just wasn't going well. Nah, I don't know. So for me, it was when I looked at this, it obviously, I think we talked about it too. It was just a change was absolutely needed. King of Bodhi himself was just not performing. Kicks though, that was a shocker. Honestly, that guy was their best player. Like I think we kind of can all. So it was very visible to see who was the best, who was the worst. So to see their best player go and their worst player go, it's got to be bittersweet. I'm not shocked though. I think
Yeah, you're
it's
not
bittersweet.
wrong.
Your best
you're
player's
right.
gone
This
and your
is-
worst
this
player's
is
gone.
funny
Like
the way you said it. Like,
They might actually end up being better just because of that.
it's tough though. But again, I love that the fact that they have a big support for their academy team. Their academy team is in Dallas as well, so
Yep, same
they have
area.
facility access and stuff. So I think it's going to be seamless for them to get someone into the starting roster. It's not going to be too much of a hiccup, which is a good sign. And I don't think it's going to take them out of the bottom of the league. Unfortunately, all love to you guys and you trying to grind it out. But damn, man, losing two guys who've been with you for years, I think it's gonna put you in a slump for quite some time. So I'm not excited for their next few games. I think it's gonna be real bad.
Could you imagine the vibes? They're like, right, we got to get rid of a body, man. Like this guy just ain't cutting it. And they're like, all right, bet. Like we're good. And then Kicks is like, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. And everyone just looking like, nah, you trolling. Nah, you gotta be joking. He's like, "Nah,
Don't
I
do
gotta
this,
go
man.
back."
Don't do this, man.
Well, apparently, he was just in the first place.
Exnid sat there just looking at you. You see that Pulp Fiction thing where he's walking around the room like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm the only good guy
He's back
left.
again.
I'm the only good guy left.
What were you saying, Ronnie, by the way? You said something about kicks.
So apparently, like, he wasn't sure if he could come in the first place, like, to start the
Oh,
season.
really?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay.
So they're not that surprised, I would presume.
That's actually really unfortunate because that doesn't sound, well, difficult to say, therefore, whether that's temporary or not, right? Because obviously they say it's temporary, we want him to be back. But, like, if it's something they knew was going on already, then either it's like, oh, it happened and we were worried it would happen. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay, that's a bit concerning.
Honestly, like, if he got good English and then, like, within, like, a year or two, he could have been on a top team. Like, or been the mainstay of a Falcons super team.
Maybe he still could be, you know? Count him out, yeah, he's coming back. Maybe.
Got to get some intel. We got to get some intel about what's going on with him because hopefully it's something that, I mean, obviously we're hoping for positivity in the best form. Like he's going to come back soon because he did show promise and potential. So love to him and hopefully he gets back soon and keeps shooting because like Ronnie just said, if he learns some English, I think some other team, he'd be probably the first Arab player, like Saudi Arabian player to make it onto a different organization and actually expand into the NA scene a little more rather than playing with all Saudi guys. So hopefully he comes back, man.
Bro, Lion Man's a moron.
What do you say?
Put in the chat, laid off G and kicked.
Shocking. Both going to be Falcons players in the near future.
Did you see they signed Frosty as well for the amateur team? The first, like...
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Frosty,
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to talk about
Halo
that too.
Frosty for a second.
They made the elite as well.
Yeah, they did. They did.
No,
You want to talk about that Ace real quick?
Yeah, bro. Again, I've said this before on the show, but I want to reiterate because you got some new people probably don't know. But I played my first local LAN with Frosty, with Glow Frosty. That guy's been competing forever. He's been around for so long, and he's been really good. What'd you say?
Did you get carried?
In the hard point, I got carried. In the SCD, I carried. Just saying. So
I bet.
Yeah. No, he's somebody that I think deserves an opportunity. Has made it to like the tip top of some years, and then just on the cusp of he's really close to getting up there. But then the AR slots in the league just didn't get. Everyone's locked. Like you said, Lamar was in there. Slasher. These guys, Clay mainstays are main AR roles. So now that a lot of these guys have come out, I think it's kind of opportunity meets preparation right now for him, and I think he has a chance to really prove himself in the next few months. Glow Frosty's one of those guys you got to watch out for. He's a great player.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. I don't think Falcons are making an error with the way that they're going about this season so far. At least given what they're trying to do with their project. I will just say quickly, because there was quite a lot of talk about it, just the way that they handle the kick situation. It's obviously difficult to say in comparison to what happened with OpTic and Pred. I think that's where people are again, and whether it's fair or not, obviously, because the Pred situation's different. He's not on the organization anymore, whereas with Falcons, they're still supporting him. But I know that after this statement came out, there was lots of people saying, would it have been that hard for OpTic to say something similar to this effect?
Even if they were lying, they should have just put something out just to stop.
Because like people aren't really speculating on the situation with kicks. People can obviously have their theories of what it might be, but a statement like this, it nips a lot of the speculation in the bud. Yeah,
Jesus, Ronnie.
No, that's the truth though. Right?
There's a lot of Saudi fans that care, man. Damn.
No, I mean like in general, right?
You make asshole?
No, you're not wrong. You actually have cooked on this.
Compared to Fred, like that's the same for anyone else in the league, though.
Yeah,
hey, Ronnie's turned into a hater, you know.
Yeah, I know.
No, because I actually think like Falcons aren't as
Ronnie,
bad as
you ain't
said.
getting the bag if you're talking like this.
Ronnie,
you gotta be careful.
Ronnie, you can't come on there right now and
apologies.
You cannot come on there right now and say you don't think Falcons were as bad as that people making out to be. They were ass.
They took a map off FaZe.
My nan
did anyone think that would happen?
They weren't good.
No, but the other ones against FaZe are bad. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know.
FaZe
I'm trying to keep it real.
FaZe on good. That is
you can't come into this show and not keep it real, Ronnie. They were ass.
They are rubbish, right? But are they as bad as you thought they would be?
Yes.
Everyone thought they were getting a 100-point club. Let's be honest. Everyone thought they were getting a 100-point club every map.
I think Falcons have been as bad as I thought they'd be, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, they've hit my expectations. 2 map wins in 4 series.
They were in scrims to start the season because Jesus Christ, nobody was trying.
I don't
They
know.
were
Maybe
losing
that.
matches
I
and nugs.
don't want to hear it, Ronnie. They were ass.
No, they are arse, but like
They
I don't think they're
are
as bad as everyone thought.
No, I like. I don't know.
You're killing me.
I want them
You're
to do
killing me.
well, but equally, I don't like to see.
I always find it funny when a team gets shot.
failures
I love it.
get. I don't know. People gas.
Listen,
that
everyone
team
knew.
sometimes.
Everyone knew what was going to happen this season. They were going to get slammed, and bear in mind it is early. And everyone says they've got potential, but you know they've just lost their best player. They've just lost their worst
Yeah,
player.
now they're chalked.
It's going to get worse.
it is gonna get worse. Unfortunately.
Well, this Doom kid apparently is really good.
Doom. Or it might be Doom.
Oh, I
don't know.
believe.
I'm not
I
sure.
believe it. They've all got. They're all individually talented.
Clay
You've
leaked the
already said
roster
it.
anyway.
Yeah, they
Doom,
need to just
Doom.
they need to get it together, and it's so funny how we went from I wish Kicks well and King of Boy need to come off teams. These guys are fucking awesome. These guys are awesome. Man.
No, I was
Roxas
trying to
is
give Kicks a
25
nice
years
little
old.
send off. I was trying to say, oh well, we're wishing the best for Kicks. Whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody's only 24.
Apparently.
Hey, don't say.
And Roxas is older. Jesus.
You can't say only in COD terms. 24 is like an old vet.
Yeah.
24 in COD is like you're 55 in real time.
To be fair, these guys, I mean, the scene is as much as they're new to us, right? The Saudi scene has been going on for several years now. Like it's been happening. So these guys are just happen to be the best players in the scene that we're not exposed to.
Yeah, they're
I'm
really
sure-
challenging for like 2 years as well.
Exactly. So I think whenever also like, let's say the Latin Am guys, at some point, a couple Latin Am guys are gonna creep their way into the CDL, and they're gonna be older too. I'm sure they'll be 24, 25 as well. Just because again the scene has been going, we're just not exposed to it in any way over here. Unless you go searching for it, you're not really gonna know many of those players. But they've been playing for a long time.
Yeah, Lion Man, you're probably right. 24 is probably like 33 in traditional sport. That's how people treat us. When I was 24, people were like, "Rah, Trey, you only got like 2 years."
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess what? I did.
They were right.
The haters are
Yeah,
right.
I mean, again, the average. Again, if you want to bring that up, we know we talked about it in the pre-show, but that average age of the league, little thing, the
I got it.
stat line they did, right? Again, your favorite team is actually older, so I think
Yeah,
again,
Dashy's what, like 25? Like,
Dashi
Yeah,
might
Dashy's
be
my age.
exactly.
25,
like,
26. Yeah,
People think he's young, right? It's so funny.
I mean,
It's
his
like,
first, I always think about what their first year was. His first year was Infinite Warfare. So he was 18 in 2017.
Yeah, he was teaming with Study on.
Study Ricky Temp, straight
Rip.
ripping. Iconic.
Yeah. Well, my thing is like the best teams are older. That's my biggest takeaway from this thing. It's guys who've been in the league for a long time. So the whole age thing of 24 being 33, in some people's minds, I guess, is kind of like the person who isn't too experienced in the esport, hasn't really seen how it's developed. But most of the guys are older, man. Most of the guys are definitely older. Your FaZe,
well,
OpTic,
I feel like the CDL years have gone so quick, though.
I'm
That's what it makes
speaking
it
like I'm speaking like 2 years ago though.
sure.
2 years ago, ain't no one looking at a 24-year-old.
True.
They're looking at
Nah,
because
you're right.
the people that are 23, 24 now are like they were the young guns back then.
That's
now
also like talent drying off as well, though, like we said.
well, that's my point. Is that now no one can pick up an 18-year-old because there ain't none.
They're all cool. Apart from like the FaZe black guys, but even
Pretty
some of them
much
like that
just,
Merc kid's like 22.
Is actually
Like
very
he's not even
interesting.
18.
Yeah. Which is like
Yeah.
fine. But again, I mean, as people were in the chat were saying, Abuza was, 23 when he got picked up? Something like that?
That's mind blowing, isn't it?
But which is very concerning.
It's
for the league.
concerning, yeah.
Like
it
it's
is.
definitely concerning. Like if you look at regular sports, I don't know how it is. I mean, obviously, sure,
Regular
some sports
sports,
people
like,
make their
players are getting
debuts
younger
later.
at the
Yeah,
top.
exactly.
Cool.
Like there's 15-year-old kids who are showing promise and cooking.
Getting
you
pro
know?
contracts.
Yeah, exactly. We don't get that in God. So
No.
definitely a problem. And even for the Falcons guys, part of me was thinking, oh, maybe the Falcons guys are younger, they'll bring it down. They're not like old, but if you average this, I mean, okay, 22, but really that's 22.5, right? Because on average you'd expect them to be like their birthday went yesterday. So when you add the numbers up, it comes to about 23, similar to Heretics and Thieves, if you average it out. And then there are academy teams like this. You got this King guy. I don't know who's good? I mean, so what have you heard about these guys, Ronnie? Because you said this Doom kid might be good.
So the Doom guy is meant to be good. I don't know anything else about the rest of them. I'll be honest.
Interesting. Yeah, you got Wixel.
But like apparently, like a lot of people said that Doom should have been picked up to like start the season.
Okay, interesting.
So what I'm hearing is if Ronnie ain't heard about them, they're ass.
I mean, let's be honest.
There's a keen possibility, Trey. There's a keen possibility.
I'd put all my money on them being arse.
Nah, I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm joking because they just made the elite and they just beat Asim's team to make the elite, so they gotta have something.
No, they're actually.
No,
they're
gonna be a little better than we expect. They're gonna be better than we expect, 100%. Again, I think the only tragic part about it to me is that the team that did beat Asim's team, now you're breaking them apart. Whereas now they're showing some promise. That kind of sucks, but overall,
oh no, this is the team that beat them, right?
Which one?
King of, like the Frosty or Boogie. That's the team that beat Asim.
Yeah.
They only had like 2 days of practice.
This roster that you see here is the team that beat Asim's team to make the elite. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Frosty tweeted about it. Yeah, GG's Asim and Co.
Which is actually really impressive, to be honest.
No, they did well, and obviously Player Lucy involved in that as well. But yeah, that's a good sign. And I know that Breaking Point said in the chat, because I remember this name King, about him being the #1 ranked player in BPL last year. So yeah, there's obviously some talent out there, and they've got the king of body tax on this team. So
the king of body tax is insane.
I don't know. Maybe on challenges, he's looking better. But yeah, it's not like the Falcons have been looking great because they brought their new roster in. Let's have a look at some Ronnie Intel tweets. It's good to count this. You guys should follow
I don't
it.
know what I tweeted.
I was just looking for a Falcons scrim actually. Here we go.
Oh,
they played Omit. I mean, I don't want to cherry pick, but you know, and we're getting pissed on a little bit. But to be fair, every single Hacienda I've seen, someone's getting pissed
I've seen pros do the same against
Omit. Yeah, exactly.
So like other teams, other pro teams. These guys are pros.
Yeah, well, there's been some very interesting scrim results over the last couple of weeks. I know that obviously you couldn't be there for everything, but there was like Surge was scrimming Omit, losing like 5-2.
Yeah, I missed him once. He got smoked, didn't they?
We had FaZe play Omit. I think it was 3-3 maybe they played. So
I think I had the FaZe versus SGP once.
Yeah, you did. I got that one for us right about here. So I don't know exactly what's going on. I wouldn't say this is necessarily a FaZe thing. We'll discuss FaZe in a second. There is just a general trend right now. There are challenger teams looking really good in scrims with respect to the pros. I don't know. That wouldn't be massively surprising to me in the first 2 weeks of the game. It is somewhat surprising to me now that the challenger teams are still looking very good in scrims. And it's a real shame, actually, that we're not getting a Pro-Am. Like, I think if there was one season where it would probably be as fascinating as it has been for years, it would probably be this year.
I do wonder if it's because, though, amateurs took less time off.
Oh yeah, 100. Okay, so I was gonna jump into a little bit there. Yeah, the biggest difference at the start of the season is that exact thing. Challengers they have so many more reps in a game like this with smaller maps and a quick pace. Honestly, the skill gap is way reduced, so you're gonna see amateurs looking better because of just time played in the game. It's gonna take pros some time to catch up. Unfortunately, like right now, I think there are challenger teams that could come into the CDL, play a league match, and beat more than half the league. There's some challenges.
I don't think a team like FaZe should be losing like multiple maps to amateur teams, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean,
like the likes of Surge, sure.
Yeah, but that's like that time where they're going to try things out.
That's true. But they also have, I mean, FaZe just looks concerning in general. That's
they don't look
topic,
good.
But yeah, it's
I'm 100% with you on that. It's just like that's the time where they're going to try things out and
versus the amateurs, definitely,
and see where they're at.
But also, if you know it's being streamed, I'm trying to win. Like, I ain't trying to get roasted in a tag rap video.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want 100 points up every match.
Nah, you guys are right about that too. But
I don't know how much the teams experiment at this point in the season, though. I guess that's a question. Like, I
feel like it's just still trying to learn the game to full effect.
I think JP was talking about it. That like most teams just like in scrims when you played Trey. Did you ever? Like, how often would you...
I mean, if we played amateur teams, it was because we couldn't get a scrim against a pro team because, like, either a team would, like, take a day off or something like that, and they just, like, chalk the vibe, so it was just run and gun.
Yeah, okay, I hear you. It's just all right. Just
I ain't
run
gonna lie.
around.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it was
okay,
a running
interesting.
gun. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie,
and I
mate.
was, I guess, my question was more like because people say, "Oh, well, no, scrims aren't about winning; they're about
Well,
we're going to
people say that,
practice
it's
our
so stupid.
rotation from P2 to P3."
Nobody does that.
And like, I get on paper that makes sense in my head, but I agree with you, Ronnie. Like, I don't think any teams actually do this. Maybe there's a break off, right? You might try a new break off strat.
Break-offs, yeah, for sure.
But apart from that, I think they're just trying to win. Like at this point in the season, I think you're just
Obviously,
trying
like
to win.
late, like near champs, I suspect teams do that a lot more.
Yeah.
Like if there's one hill that is like causing them full like everything problem, they might do certain stuff just to make sure they win that hill.
Yeah, I mean,
But in general, like the way fans are like, oh, you won't rotate to this hill to try and break it or stuff like that. Nobody really does that.
I was still running though. I'm still running.
Maybe certain teams do, but majority don't.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think majority just play. They're, I don't know. Some teams don't have that efficient of practice, which is a big problem. Obviously depends on your coach and their skill level. Whether your practice is going to be basically like you playing eights, which in my suspicion, throwing a stray just because I want to, Miami Heretics scrims. I feel like are them just playing eights basically. I think for them it's just like playing. They just get on to play COD because it's some COD to play instead of playing eights. They're playing scrims, and then they get off, and then that's it.
Can we
But
talk
when it
about the fact that one coach had them as the best team in the game going into like the season?
Oh yeah, so I could maybe try and find that real
That had to be OpTic trolling because they don't like Miami.
quick.
Like short, like because there's no way a team actually thought that.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's sometimes it just happens, you know.
Maybe it's not a troll. Maybe they actually look. Maybe
Maybe they look good at the
great.
start. Yeah, maybe they look good at the start, and now they don't look like.
And again, similar speculation
Yeah,
that if Heretics were a challengers team in this type of game with small maps with this many reps, I think they'd be the best challengers team for sure. Not just because of their talent level. I'm just saying generally because how these maps play out, the level of reps they got, they were probably grinding the game more. The maps in the beginning when people aren't really sure how to play them, probably they did play to their play style. So as time goes on though, we see it every single year. We're some natural gunners always tend to get worse throughout the year because people start to learn how to play the games, counter them, just play their spots right and everything else. So,
Indeed.
We had some more scrims going on as well. So Illy's team, they were playing against C9. They played. Was it just the full maps? They play any more than this? I don't know. But
I don't know. I think they had the cup or elite.
in these ones,
night.
Sib was cooking. Unfortunately, we can't see the numbers because Trek are just like, who wants this scoreboard? Who votes for this stuff? I genuinely
Bro,
don't
it's like,
understand.
after the map as well, the scoreboard doesn't show properly.
Yeah, it's a joke.
It's so stupid.
And I mean, this map was 250, 249 on the Skyline. There were more bang outs on Skyline than the other map by a margin. Like, I know the pros don't always like it, but wow. It is. I mean, we already had the map of the season on this map when it was Thieves played, whoever it was, General Mates. But
Yeah.
Sib, this map had 7,500 score. This map he was top of the scoreboard even though they got cooked. And then this map was broken, he was top of the scoreboard again. So just to keep an eye on Sib really, because we're obviously expecting a big bounce back from him individually when we get into this minor and into the major qualifiers. But his practice seems to be looking better than his play was over the last couple of weeks.
I do have just obviously some from intel there, but I will say he figured out there was an issue going on, and it was all gameplay stuff. There's an issue going on, and they resolved it. They figured
Gyro
it out.
aim or like, what we're talking here?
There's a gameplay issue that they figured out. Now it's settled. He's good now. So I think we're gonna see a massive bounce back. from him in the
Gameplay
coming
issue,
weeks.
Did
chat.
Attach have the same problem?
Damn, Roddy's going for blood right
No,
now.
I'm being
It's
serious.
crazy.
Their AR sucked.
They are. Yeah, I mean, we could
Like
debate
maybe
that
it was
on this
just-
show.
maybe it's
Everyone was
because
saying
of-
the subs were going to be bad on the show.
Yeah, I know. I did.
Yeah, I mean, you traded. Rab speculated on that as well, but everyone was doubting the subs. But Mac looks godlike.
To be
Crap
fair,
looks
doubting
good.
Mac is fair because he hadn't played for a year.
No, I know, I get it, but it's a sliding COD, bro. It's a movement COD. This guy Mac is a demon when it comes to this, so I already knew he was going to be good. Kremp actually is probably a very underrated player generally. Yeah, but I definitely wasn't expecting the AR duo for this to happen. But I will say, at least in Dante's case, whatever was happening with him, it's been resolved. So we should see a big bounce back from him.
We going to see.
We're going to see.
Yeah, we know 100%. I'm just giving the update from what I know. I just want to give that update that there was a gameplay issue actually, and he figured it out. Now it's good. Now we should see a big bounce back from C9 in general.
Listen, I still don't. I'm still not the biggest fan of this team.
That's fine. I understand. But your reasons initially for not being a fan are
It was the
now.
SMGs. Yeah.
Right.
But how are they going to perform in a tournament environment?
That's what I'm saying.
What happens when they get worse? So
what happens when Sib gets better? Do the SMGs
they
get worse?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a discussion to be had there too. I mean, are the subs actually good, or are they just picking up the slack of 2 ARs that are shitting the bed?
That's also fair.
We need, we need to see all 4 play together well to see
if they could be good. Yeah, if they could win.
Yeah, 100%. This minor is going to be a big maker, in my opinion, right? This is my opinion, separate from anything I know. It's a big make or break for them, because if you go into this minor and get shit on, I think it's such a big confidence blow, man. If you did really bad,
especially if you had like a good few weeks of a week of practice, and then bang, you lose.
Yeah. And again, things are looking better now in your scrims. Some gameplay stuff is resolved. You didn't have the best stretch of league matches coming up to this. So if your minor doesn't go well, wow, I think that's gonna be tough though. That's gonna be really tough.
Yeah, there's no doubt that this minor, the qualifiers, go to the major. It's gonna be some teams.
If they bomb out, there'll be a change after like major one for sure.
I even wonder,
can we pause for a second and look at this man's hair? Wow, he picked it up and got even better somehow.
Wow.
You like that shit?
Yeah,
good God, right now. On the drooping over the sides too, man. Oh
yeah,
wow.
Baby right now. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, hide your hose. I'm coming.
He's coming. Be careful.
Holy wow, man. Okay, but yeah.
Let's go, Edgar Azimpo with the $2. Illy is greater than Cell. Thoughts? GG's. Appreciate the BP crew. Well.
Guys, I got this. No. All right, let's move on.
Well, okay. Let's think about it real quick. How many rings won? Celium, 1 ring. Illy, 1 ring. So I'm saying they're equal. No, but like...
Great argument. Wow.
Top tier analysis. This is what we come to the show for. Okay, I guess the point is, if you're FaZe, do you drop Self, really? That's really what he's arguing, rather than Illy being necessarily
honestly,
better than
I'm shocked that in this poll that we did, who should leave FaZe if they blow it up, that 45% pick Celium is... I'm a little shocked by that.
I'm more surprised that Simp has 20%. And
yeah, that is kind of crazy.
I'm more shocked. Someone in the chat said Simp needs to go to an AR. They need a good sub.
OpTic fans want Simp, Ronnie. That's what it is. The OpTic fans voted for Simp to leave so they could get him. I think that's the play.
FaZe need to do everything they can to keep all the players, even if they need to drop someone, they just whack him on the bench, because anyone that loses team will make a team better.
Yeah, that is the problem. Yeah. But
yeah, I don't know why people think Celium.
They won't make a mid-season roster change anyway.
No.
Who's FaZe?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Unless
why are you confident in saying that?
They get top 12.
Unless they get absolutely bummed, then yeah. But they're like
the chance of it happens like less than 10%, 5%.
Yeah.
You guys are, y'all are tweaking, but like, all right, I'm gonna let
what, you think? So
yes.
What do you reckon it will take them to change?
I definitely believe that if they top 12 is insane. Even if they get
I agree. They got top 12.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like if
I'm saying if I'm leaning percentages wise, it's leaning higher due to the last few weeks of just what's been happening in this minor. I'm not sure it's going to be the greatest for them, but I'm saying like if they don't perform well up to major 1, I'm saying higher than the 50%. I'm saying it's high.
We're going to just go around in circles. Is who would you pick up that's better than the
How's that say?
I think though, like I agree with Ace real quick that I don't think FaZe are in quite the same situation, but when OpTic literally blew it up when they were signing Hydra and that, like shut up, Ronnie, going into MW2, and then they obviously ran it back with their roster they had. And they
It's
were like,
dissimilar this
"Oh,
year.
guys, we don't worry. There's no friction. There's no
We're all
cracks
good, we're
under
all
the
good."
surface. We're all good. No issues." It's like, look, you drop 2 of your guys. You can't pretend to me that it's all sunshine and rainbows. Like, it only takes one bad event for that to
And
for
Scott
problems
nearly
to come
retired
out.
as well.
Yeah, Scump nearly retired. So it's like all these things happen. So obviously with FaZe, after coming top 6 at champs, it wasn't quite to that extent because they're still at the World Cup. But I mean, they obviously thought about a change after coming.
No,
top
they
six.
were gonna drop it if they didn't win.
we're talking mid-season though.
Yeah, that's how I agree.
We're not talking end of the year. We're
Like end of
talking
year, they'll
mid-season.
change unless they win champs.
I'm just saying, like, if you, as you say, Ronnie, they were going to drop. Were they going to drop MC? Is that the plan?
Yeah, if they didn't win EWC, yeah.
That's crazy. Imagine they came second, they still dropped him. That'd have been wild. But
Well, wait. I just want to give a different.
I
take,
still
though.
think you should change though when Hydra and Scrap are available because you come
Yeah.
top 6 of champs.
the point is, like, they
but, like-
didn't do it then. There might be friction under the surface. If they play bad, they might do it very soon, as OpTic did. That's my take.
I
Yeah,
can see
other
that.
other years as well. I think there was a difference of, oh, we're actually the best team on paper. You get what I'm saying? On paper,
yeah.
we're the best team.
We just don't
We're
perform. Blah blah blah.
league matches, we're winning. We're winning them substantially. We're going into majors at least competing, and then getting some crazy loss that just bops us out of it. But if this is the first time that in a major stretch that they don't perform well and then go to a major and then get bopped out, let's say top 6, and they don't look for the first time, we can actually say
You don't
that
think they're gonna
FaZe
win.
doesn't look competitive.
Yeah.
That is different than any other year we can bring up from memory.
That's right, because how often do you go into an event and not think they're going to get top 3?
Exactly.
But like this major, like unless things have changed, which I don't think they have much, like I don't see them getting top 3.
That's what I think
But
is super
that-
fascinating. Even for the
But
minor.
that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part about them.
And
That-
the
this, is
minor, I
a
think they're
team,
gonna.
this is a team where they can get shit on for this long, but deep down inside of myself, like deep down in my cerebellum, or not my cerebellum up there, deep down in my bladder, I can feel that they can go to the major, and all of a sudden, prostate, I don't know, and they can they can come out of it, and all of a sudden win a tourney. FaZe has that much talent where I think they can get crapped on and then come back and win a tourney. Do I think just from the evidence of what we've seen? No, but they have the potential because of how much talent's on the team to just randomly pull up to a tournament and just win.
No,
This
I don't
year's is not
disagree,
looking
but,
good,
like,
though.
I think Ronnie makes a good point about how for the last few years, every tournament, it's like, oh, well, FaZe are probably the favourites, but maybe this event I'll pick this team to win or something like that.
Yeah, you
Whereas
always think they're the favourites, but how often do you like?
they actually never win.
I don't know. Yeah,
But, like,
exactly.
But yeah, and this year
That
it's
was my whole
interesting
whole
where
argument. That was my whole argument right there.
I
Literally,
always
exactly,
felt
just
for the last
they look
few
good
years
coming
of
in.
cards, and as long as FaZe was still in the tournament, I
You'd
still
always be scared.
thought they were going to
Think they're
win,
gonna win.
somehow.
Yeah.
But this
Until it
year,
got
I
to a
don't
final.
feel that way. Yeah, is that yeah, true, yeah. But even if they were in losers bracket, like losers round 2 or something, I'm like, until FaZe are out, they've still got a chance. And maybe it's probably still going to be true this year, but it doesn't seem quite so clear cut. So we'll get onto our bracket predictions here in a second. Just before we get there, OpTic have played a couple of scrims. They look pretty good. I mean,
They look good like a Hacienda.
these are about the results you'd expect. Yeah, I think we've got to look at their Hacienda real quick. This was their
Like, even
Hacienda
though, like,
against
a few weeks ago
Rocker.
they played it when it first come out, like just before Christmas. Like they were slamming teams.
This is the one we probably want to look at, actually. They got
And Dashi
Sam's.
plays it like it's BO4 because he's been frying on it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was positive here. They put General Mates in the 80-point club in the scrim on this map. So, yeah, I'm seeing lots of these big bloods on Hacienda right now. But even they played Hassi Control, and Dashi was godlike at that as well. I think it was...
I mean, that's
maybe it
another
was-
team I'm scared of
maybe it
watching.
was
General
this one.
Mates. Oof. That team scares me too.
I mean, they're 0-4, but...
But I feel like they could have won a few of them. What was it, like 3 game 5s or 2 game 5s?
Yeah, they had some chances. I think they probably played better every
Like
series
Rocco
they
made a
played.
massive comeback on them on like a Vault
Yeah.
Hardcore, which would get to 5.
As Trey told me when I was trying to defend Rocker last year, shoulda, woulda, coulda. They lost the shit. Okay, It was
That
game
is
5,
fair.
they got
That
slammed.
is
It's
true.
done.
That is true for sure.
Yeah, because guess what? It don't matter what. It don't matter how close it was. You still lost, and the vibes are
yeah.
choked.
Yeah. That's straight from the
Last
bag
year.
right there. That's straight from the bag, bro.
No, you're not wrong.
So
It don't matter how close it was. You lose 250-249. Guess what?
You've lost.
You still lost.
Yeah.
and some of those comebacks on them were kind of embarrassing too. To be fair, like
That's
it's
also
more of a dagger to
Yeah,
lose
they
the
will
way
come
they
back
did
on.
than a regular
Yeah.
loss.
Do we agree with Harrison in the chat? This team is clearly better with Hook.
No.
Clearly, it's ridiculous. Saying clearly is nuts.
Garrison, we love you, but you're dumb. Okay, we love you.
They
but
might end up being better just because of this game.
Listen, I think there's pros and cons to every
Exactly.
player, and what they didn't get with Pred in terms of, in my opinion, like the speed that he can play with
They get with
Shotzi, they will get a Huke. But what they don't get with I think how fast Huke plays with Shotzi is going to benefit him in some matches, and then there's going to be some times when I think, fuck, I wish I had Pred fucking playing slow right now. It's just going to be one of those ones. Can they make it work? Absolutely. Will they make it work? Yeah, sure. They're world champions. I just think you're going to see. I think you're going to see maybe like a downwards, like maybe a few close S&Ds with this team too.
No, I think they're going to be better S&D, no?
Yeah.
I think they'll be a lot better S&D, to be honest. Like, Pred was good on Surge, but let's be honest, he was like a hamster in S&D and for OpTic most of the time.
I think it's a scary one.
I'm gonna give a little bit of a different take. It's not really. I don't think it matters too much about the skill difference. I think maybe the vibe difference is the biggest thing, because clearly the team thought something was. The team had something to do with AG, so they're like, okay, maybe he's messing with the vibe or whatever it may be. So I think just having a new guy in there at this time, Hook is the better option because of that, not because of skill.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying? Does it mean not making
They
sense?
had to
yet?
make the change, and Hook made perfect sense.
It makes sense. It's not because one's better than the other one. It's because this guy can do the role, do it well. We know the guy obviously there's trust between him and Shotzi and these guys, of course. And it's a reset of a vibe. And sometimes, I'm sure Trey can agree, there's times when just a certain team needs a reset. And you could just bring, it doesn't even have to be a better player. Just a new guy sitting there could add a new vibrance to the team. It could revitalize your team.
And let's be honest, everyone knows they can win with Hook still.
Oh yeah,
Even if he's a worse player. So it's like, as long as there's always positives.
Yeah, and in this game too, again, it's not
this
MW2 that's so complex and there's certain sensitive spawns and stuff. It's more running gun, and I mean,
That's
I would,
Hook.
yeah, I would pick up Hook any day of the week if he was available.
I tend to think at the start of the game, around about this time, I really liked him with Hook on the team. My feeling is that when it gets towards crunch time, that's where I think I'd prefer Pred. I think for now, I like the.
I mean, listen, if you're going into a Champ Sunday, give me Pred over Hook every day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I think he's going to shock a lot of people this year, though. People
I
saying
agree with that as well.
he is. I think he's going to shock a lot of people. Also,
And
Dave
people make
Blank
out
said,
the land stuff. Sometimes it's really overblown, I reckon.
Also, Rab, Dave Blank,
I've
one of your
seen
best
this.
friends in the chat, just said, Rab, can you pick me up from London Heathrow next month?
Pick me up.
Or
Okay,
I got to
so
go to Stansted for our flight.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Thing is, I'm flying in and out of Manchester, so it's going to be difficult for me to get down to Heathrow. Maybe I'll call in a chauffeur for my boy, Dave.
I was gonna say, send him Uber Black. It doesn't make a dent, It doesn't make a fucking dent, dude. Call that over. But going back to the stuff. One other thing for when it comes to OpTic, and we've mentioned FaZe just before, but if let's say OpTic perform well or FaZe don't perform or both happen, again, reminder, AG is sitting on the sideline. Do we see him back on the OpTic lineup? Maybe FaZe need to make a call and bring back a guy who's sitting with the only guy available with more talent than anyone on that team is available currently. So
yeah, no, I've been available for a year now.
this fucking guy.
Thing is, though, right? They went for Pred, right? FaZe. So then that means Simple or BZ are available. And then they're going to OpTic.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. That might be the shakeup that happens in the league. But my point being, if everyone needs a vibe change and a change, and one disagreement there is that OpTic would have to perform well, I assume, if they're not going to bring AG back. You know what I'm saying? So
has AG been playing?
He's been streaming.
He's been streaming.
He streamed a couple of days ago. Shout out Edgar, by the way, for the 5. But
Edgar,
yeah,
let's go, baby.
He was live a couple of days ago. I don't know if he said anything more about like. Obviously, when he first came back streaming, he mentioned a timeline. He was like, "I'm trying to come back after Major 1." I don't imagine he said much, if anything, more on that. But obviously, this was Pred's most recent tweet when he went live on New Year's, basically. So
Do you know what I hate about the community though, right? Everyone wanted like a statement from Pred or OpTic. Then he goes streaming and he tells everyone what happened or like what he can tell them, and everyone calls him a liar. Why
That
ask
would
him? Yeah, pretty much, wasn't it?
I mean, that's
you can't win in a content, unfortunately.
Exactly, that's my point. So even if they did make a
Hang on,
statement,
no.
liars.
I ain't going to let this one breeze, Ronnie. That's what happens when only one person tells the side of a story, Ronnie.
If everyone wanted a statement or someone to say something, he said it, and then he just called a liar. What's the point? You might as well not bother.
Yeah, I
Like
said
if OpTic put a statement out, right? People will just say they're lying.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's pointless.
That's the way it goes, Ronnie. When I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like everyone's saying they need to say something, then what's the point? That's my point.
I mean,
What's the point? That's my point. What's the point?
Yeah,
That's my
exactly.
point.
Like, I think all they,
Listen,
thank
some
you,
fans,
Pred, yeah.
some fans will believe you, some fans will believe you not. That's what happened. Like, even if OpTic had their side of the story, some people are gonna believe Pred, some people are gonna believe OpTic. That's life, Ronnie.
Yeah, I mean, I think the details of that are kind of minuscule, to be honest. Like, regardless of what exactly happened, I think the exciting part about this happening, if we can find a positive part about it, is how it could shake up the league. Because think about the snowball effect that happens if AG ends up on FaZe. That means someone from a FaZe is available now, and if OpTic pick them up or don't, let's say they don't. Let's say they win or do play well with Hook and they want to keep them. Then the rest of the league gets shaken up. You see what I'm saying? Everyone essentially is dropping somebody to pick up another guy.
I think they would pick him up even if they won the event. If like Simper or BZ got dropped.
Nah, Simper, BZ.
I think they'd drop Kenny if Simper got dropped.
Okay, well, then if we're saying,
wow,
if like Hook played well, obviously.
Personally,
interesting one.
Personally, I would think if I had to pick someone that was gonna get dropped from FaZe if they performed badly, I would think it would be Draza. I think it'd be Draza. We'd see a flex switch or AG on a flex, and then he would come in. That's what I think. So I think people speculating on Simper, BZ, or Celium. I don't think that's exactly what's gonna happen. I wouldn't presume so.
I don't see Pred on FaZe.
Neither do I. I think I see him on C9, to be honest. Like, that's obvious.
I can see that too. I can see that angle for sure.
Already called that a month and a half ago.
Yeah, as soon as he got dropped, I was like, well, we know where he's going because they don't improve.
Yeah, it's plausible based on previous.
But that wouldn't be as fun for Docheck,
no,
man.
for sure, it wouldn't be as
fun, man.
No, I'm
Snowball
thinking
wouldn't be as nice.
I'm thinking bidding war for Pred between FaZe and Falcons. I'm thinking Falcons come in with the heat.
Do it.
Falcons win that, but that's not even a war.
No, but like obviously Pred's got to think about the cash versus the championship wins. What matters more given the circumstances?
But you give Falcons the project of the year and a half or the year that you're gonna give them, you're gonna win some chips for Falcons.
I think Breaking Point said in the chat earlier, like Falcons just signed Nico, right? So Counter-Strike guy, Bosnian, Pred.
There we go.
Bosnian, run it up. Yeah, it's his duo. It's an absolute no-brainer. But I think you guys it's a very interesting argument, right? OpTic win Major 1, FaZe or minor 1, let's say Major 1 in Madrid. FaZe bomb out top 12, FaZe blow it up, they drop someone, OpTic drop Hook for that player. That would be kind of crazy. I don't think it's going to happen though, but we'll get there in a second.
No, that's a lot of things have to happen for that.
It is, but it's not implausible at some point because.
But like even consider if you're FaZe, like okay, people are saying Celium's the guy that would leave. Like half the chat is saying Celium would be the guy to leave. I don't know if this is super meta, but like tell me if I'm being faded for this take. But like, if I thought about not just my team, but I thought about the rest of the league, if I'm dropping Cell, that would be probably the only person that OpTic would actually consider swapping out. Kenny for him, if they won. I don't think Hook would be the guy that they would swap out necessarily. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too meta about
Kenny
it.
Kenny loves SMG on this game, so you never know.
My thought is just like, if you're FaZe, are you meta thinking of if you drop this guy, what happens to the rest of the league, or are you only looking internally on your own team?
I think they only look at themselves because of how talented the whole team is. So like, no matter who they drop, other teams are gonna get better.
Yeah, but if OpTic gets them, it's a much bigger deal than if
for sure.
anyone else gets them. Essentially, right? It's much less.
Can you really like perform if you're worrying about other teams when it comes to stuff like that? Like, you need to focus on yourselves.
Very true, very true. But I'm just saying, like meta GM talk in my mind right now.
Oh, like the owner and stuff are thinking, Jesus, we're giving like, I know, Sib to OpTic, right? But I think the players will be focusing on themselves.
Fair enough. Just a thought.
Yeah, I also like the point on Kenny for Cell. Like, I wouldn't think they actually do that. I know that Dashi and Cell would probably like to team together, but I think the only way OpTic would make a change to a FaZe player is if it's Simp, to be honest.
Simp, I agree.
It can only be
in mid-season especially.
Yeah. And I mean, there's no way FaZe aren't dropping Simp.
Exactly. He's the best player by far.
Simp should have the keys.
He's the only one that looks half decent in this game so far.
It's actually true. He's still been a bit up and down, but like his moments have been the best
the
of anyone. Yeah, agreed.
Do you guys say Simp on FaZe? Simp?
I would say so.
I mean, Abizi has his moments as well. I'm not gonna lie. Abizi has a couple moments too. He's looking good. Not great, but his moments, he's the one who's shining out.
I feel like Abizi gets checked too fast.
I'm still going with my struggle math prediction. They're going to be unreal this year.
Who FaZe?
Well, it's time for Trey to give his takes in the
Here it is, the prediction
bracket.
time, baby.
Introducing the COD League prediction bracket. We have it fully on the screen, just about. The chat should be able to see it right about here. And this is what we're looking at, chat. So obviously there's 4 of us in here. If we need a tiebreaker, the chat may need to come through to help us out. So I guess we start from the top. This is the minor tournament. It's single elimination. So we have 4, 8, 11 matches here to predict. And we'll start right at the top. Maybe I have to sign it actually real quick in order to choose a map voting. So Surge, Cloud9, Ace, what are your thoughts? I already know your thoughts, but give them anyway.
You know my thoughts. Say my thoughts for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say against Surge, I'm gonna give them I'll give him a 3-2.
Map.
3-2. 3-2 Cloud9 against Surge.
I'm thinking now Sib has fixed his gameplay issue. I'm thinking it's got to be a hot 3-0, no?
You think Surge is that bad?
3-2 just because Surge is a good counter against C9.
I actually don't know who I'd pick in this one. You know what? Let's go Cloud9 3-1.
Okay. What else we got?
But it depends on Sib. Because if he's still horrible, then
you know what? Honestly, I think it depends more on Attached than Sib.
One of them has to play better.
Because think about it. Sib is a guy who obviously gives you numbers, and he's a great player, of course. But I'm saying his play style is a very make or break. But Attached has just been a consistently good AR for forever. He's just a guy who no matter what's happening, win or loss, he's kind of giving you some sort of close to 1.0 chilling. It's very absurd to see what's happening with him the last 2 games of this year.
No, was it Vanguard? No, MW2. Outside of MW2, yeah.
I mean, listen.
He was like a bit mid of that game.
Ah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean,
Viper says, by the way, for the 2-bomb. No, go on, Trey, then I'll get the Viper shout.
You've all chosen Cloud9.
Oh, here we go.
He's got his boys.
I think Abuser's going to have a show.
I was hyped on Surge coming in. Like, not hyped.
I've got my dogs. I got Surge. I'm not buying the hype train that Ace is on. I'm not buying it to fix the issues.
What's the ping, by the way? Like, LA to, like, Canada?
Oh, that one's actually good because it's west to west. It's not that bad.
Oh, see, I don't know. I'm like, I don't really.
No, that one is actually not bad. That's probably the fairest match that either of those teams are going to get.
Yeah, because Surge get hoed all the time.
Yeah.
Viper did say, here's a thought. What if all of FaZe leaves FaZe?
Dude.
Yeah.
Viper, here's a thought. Shut up.
FaZe blow it up. I mean, yeah, the org would have to be cooked for that to be true. But maybe it's not actually impossible. Crazier things have happened in the CDL.
Ronnie, did you just say you can see that happening?
What, FaZe pulling out? Yeah.
I mean, they might have no money.
Exactly. Like, the team will stay, but it's a different name.
I don't think anyone's got money.
Also true.
Wait.
Well,
Ronnie, you might be cooked. Say that one more time. The last thing you said. You said they are going to keep the team, but change the name.
Yeah, like the branding will change.
Atlanta Esports
Why?
Ventures
But
might
but
cook.
1 second. But that team, the team is paying FaZe for the branding.
Yeah, but didn't they normally nearly buy was it you know the people that brought
You
the
think
Surge
FaZe is
spot?
paying? You think FaZe is paying the team
No,
to use their
but
branding?
they nearly there was I can't remember, but you know the people that own Surge or something like the people that own Surge,
Uh-huh.
they nearly brought out the Atlanta whatever they are team like earlier last year.
Overactive almost bought them out.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did
There
hear
was
some rumors
like
about
that.
that actually. Maybe,
Remember
yeah.
that? Rob?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I do. There was
That's
some
nearly
talk
happened
about
before. Because everyone was like laughing about like Sim being on Surge and stuff.
it. Yeah. Interesting.
So I don't think
Okay.
it's out of the question.
I mean, give it 2-3 years in the CDL.
Let's be honest. What if
anything
FaZe
is
done? What if
possible.
like Atlanta done with a spot?
Yeah, nothing.
like-
No events.
Oh, not much,
No
but I mean, it's
dog.
better that they're FaZe than not. So I feel like it's to their the one
What's
thing to
half-
their benefit
what's
is being
half the
FaZe.
leagues done- What's half the leagues done with their spots?
Also true.
Good slam. Good slam.
Just fucking sold them.
All right, I guess I
like-
get to make the decision on this then, or I can
You
throw it
do.
to the chat because. So wait, you had a Cloud9 3-2 ace.
Yeah.
Ronnie had a
Ronnie
Cloud9 3-1. Trey
Trey,
had
what'd
a
you say, 3-1?
Surge 3.
I can't give you a score prediction.
Yeah, all good,
Okay.
all good.
But
all good.
you just have a Surge win.
All right, chat's gonna
Yeah,
give
I
their
mean,
thoughts
3-2,
as well on this real
3-1
quick.
seems more logical.
All right, Rab, yeah, you're calling it, man.
I think. I don't know. I think this could very much be a map 5 series right here, but. I think I'm gonna give this one to Cloud9.
Hey, Rab. Okay, good. Oh, hey, Rab. Okay, good. Glad you picked the right one.
I'm gonna give it to. I think it's very close, but I think like, I don't think Surge win before map 5. I think maybe Cloud9 could. And you know what? I'm actually gonna admit it. I'm buying into the hype. Sib has turned on his aim assist. He's gonna be dropping 1.2s. Like I think they got enough firepower. Surge just concern me a little bit in terms of from top to bottom, strength and depth. I'm not so convinced. The chat is currently saying 55-45, so it's close, but I'm gonna give this one to C9. I was close. We're gonna give it in 5. Trey's probably gonna be right. I'm not surprised.
I will be here.
Yes, indeed, you will. Okay, OpTic versus Falcons.
Listen, just there's no point in discussion.
Yeah, 3-0, man.
Let's get on to the next series.
3-0, like don't even waste our time.
No, we
Yeah,
could talk
3-0.
about it a little bit. Like maybe,
Dude,
Nah, 3-0.
maybe
don't
OpTic
do
will
this,
turn
Rab.
up and pull off an upset. Like
Rab, don't do this, man.
Dashi
Don't
did say
even-
on a
don't even
podcast,
consider our
like,
time here.
take it easy on us. But yeah, unfortunately, I am going to have to say OpTic are taking the dub on this one. It should probably be a 3-0. It's going to be a tough one for Falcons. Like, hypothetically, if you're Falcons, you come in
New
here, you get
team, and
slapped
that's how you
3-0.
play.
Like, you got a new team. Actually, this is a question I forgot to say earlier, Ronnie. Like, they qualified for the Elite with that roster of 4, or whatever it was. They qualified for the Cup, whatever they did. Elite. Is that roster of 4 in challenges now set? Because
Yeah, I'd presume so.
I presume it is
Clay
set,
tweeted
which
the
means
ages,
their
right?
starting team is
They
also
had
going
they
to be
had
set.
a few before the Christmas break. Like some teams stopped playing, some carried on. They tried a few of the amateur players as well then. So they've
Yeah,
kind of like
okay.
they've been prepared for this. So I presume everything's like set now.
What's Falcons roster
But then
going
again,
into
if
this?
the
Yeah.
pro team needs a change, they don't really care about the challenger, do they? They'll bring them up.
Yeah, agreed. All right,
is what
pro
it is.
team Falcons, Roxas, captain, Xnid, also there,
WXL, whatever his name.
Doom, and then Wixel. That's your team of 4.
Is that how you say it?
Apparently, yeah.
Dude,
what
that
they
sounds
say.
like a rank. That sounds like a ranked lobby.
It actually does.
Gold flare.
Yeah. So OpTic should probably handle business here. If
Accused of being hacked.
Falcons, by the way,
Yeah.
if Falcons don't ban Hacienda Hardpoint, I fear
They're
they're
horrible at it as
actually
well.
getting 30-point clubbed. Because Falcons
they
are
will.
horrible at it,
Yeah,
and
they will.
OpTic are godlike at it. So there's no way that is getting through the vetoes. If it does, prepare for some generational...
Hit the unders if that
Numbers.
happens.
Yeah, it's going to be clean. Okay,
Oh,
so
and
we've
that
got
is free,
OpTic
those are free
advancing.
unders, honestly.
Then, okay, let's do Rocker Gorillas Mate first. So we've got Battle of the Purple teams. This is I mean, when I see two teams like this, I just think Game 5 written all over it. Who even cares who wins?
I think this is one that they win.
Allegedly, I agree.
I think this is a Gorillas win.
They should have beaten. They should have beaten the other week.
Listen, I don't think it's gonna be a 3-2. I think it's gonna be a 3-1. I think Rocket take the control, and then Gorillas take the both hard points in the S&D.
It's good knowledge.
Yeah, I got allegedly 3-2.
What are we thinking, Ace?
All right, 2-2.
I'm thinking no. It's definitely.
Well, you already know Ace is a generational Minnesota Rocket hater, so he's already locked in on LAG.
Yeah, it's cooked.
You know what? You guys are actually wrong. 3-2 Rocker.
All right, well, I'm going
Fuck
3-2
not.
Gorillas to GG.
They've got him on a payroll.
It's crazy.
It's one more year rolling over, baby. 1 + 1.
LAG are better than 0-4. LAG are better than 0-4, but just like I say, they are 0-4.
At the end of the day, they've lost 4.
Yeah, and Rocker were 2-2, but they started 2-0, right? And then obviously things started to go a little bit
M8
south.
are the best control team. Hey, listen, you could be the best hardpoint team. You still got 1 loss in you.
Yeah, he still got lost.
True. True.
Nero the hero. Yeah, Nero has been looking good. I will say the scrims I saw against OpTic, Paulex was getting slammed.
He was getting slammed in matches as well half the time.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think they should have picked up Arcetes.
Yep.
There's still
Yeah.
time.
There's
gonna-
still
He'd have
100
actually suited this team a lot better.
No, 100%. By Major 1 going to Major 2, we're going to see more than 25% of teams make a change. Guaranteed.
Damn, my bad, Paul.
No. I'm not specifically saying them. I'm saying across the board, we're going to see a lot of changes happening, a lot of movement just across
Did
the
you
board.
guys see the Hugh said on stream that on the podcast that he wanted Clay? When he was gonna be on this team.
Yeah, so he was going to go to this team before they
Estrel,
got Nero.
Clay, Gio, Hugh.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. And Looney weren't very happy about it. Was it true that Looney was in like chats defending his opinion when he was going to get Arcetes?
When I leaked
that
the team,
true?
it was Paul, Alec,
Oh, that's
and
right. Yeah.
was it Hugh and Nero? Yeah, he was defending
Estriel,
it.
I think, was always going to be there.
Oh, Estrel, that was it, not Nero.
Yeah. Nero only came
Yeah.
along after Cloud9 decided to change
And after he
tack.
turned down Ravens as well.
Yeah, also true.
Which he
Interesting
definitely
decision.
regrets, by the way.
All right,
Yeah, that's a crazy choice.
FaZe Heretics.
I've got Heretics.
Wait.
Well, you know, when I was making the thumbnail, not like I made it, got Lineman to make it. When I was making the ideas for the thumbnail, I thought, throw in a cheeky FaZe top 12 in there, see what the boys have to say. So, this is like so losable, though. This is so losable. For
If
me.
Heretics are hot,
No.
yeah, FaZe are in trouble.
If Heretics are hot, yeah, if I had 2 wheels and some handle bikes, I'd be a bike, Ronnie.
I mean, listen, these are the guys that lost the map to the Falcons, all right? They are not FaZe from past years.
Miami's ass.
Sure, but so are Falcons, like you've
I
said.
don't know how ass they are, though. They could be like semi-ass.
Listen,
3-1 phase. I'm
3-1 FaZe.
putting it out there. 3-1 phase.
3-1 FaZe. I'm not having this argument. I'm not.
Drab, you're the decider.
Come on.
I need
Rap-
the chat vote. I need the chat vote on this to see what
God,
people
man.
say. I mean, I know I'm voting for it, to be fair, but
Let's get my Heretics vote in.
I'm voting. I don't give a shit. I'm not letting this go to chance. I'm voting.
I might put my vote in.
I put it in. There it is.
No, I'm not voting. I'm just going to close the poll and see what happens here. See how this develops. I think the FaZe could. It's losable, but they shouldn't really ever lose. But also, let's not forget, it's happened to OpTic before. This organization, round 1 elimination, Florida, Mutineers, Miami, Heretics, whatever you want to call them, they got it in them. They got in them a first round's upset win. They've done it before. They'll do it again. But chat is at like 51% FaZe right now. No, I can't
God,
realistically pick against FaZe here. But I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be
It's
competitive.
50-50 right now.
We'll
What
see
is
next
happening?
week.
What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing in chat? Why y'all
We'll see
trolling?
next week when the Vamos Bucks come in.
Yeah. Well, Real is actually kind
Are
of
we all
flying. I know
watching
that
the
people are
same
talking
teams?
about it.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
are.
FaZe are
what,
1 and
3?
3, near bottom of the league. Heretics are
Only
probably
team
like
to
1
drop a
and
map
3
is
as well.
Falcons.
Nah, Ravens are some up to Falcons as well. Also
Aye.
search.
Oh, they
the
did
only team
actually.
to lose a
Yeah,
respawn.
you're right.
Only
That was
team
it,
to lose a
respawn.
respawn to Falcons.
Ray Hour with a sim. Ban him.
Okay,
All
he's
right,
trolling.
it's time to go.
Calm
Wow, Heretics are like 55%. Unfortunately, chat, your vote doesn't count because it's 3-1 of us to FaZe. But we did have at least one FaZe top 12 vote in here. And look, am I going to complain if FaZe come top 12? I will be rooting for their downfall, respectfully, because it's better content. But,
No, we don't care if they get.
Actually, no, you know what? If they win, they
we
play
don't care if they
Thieves.
go.
I'm down for FaZe can win or lose.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
care.
saying.
like-
Actually, yeah. Let's have that.
let's have that round too.
I'm joking. I actually think Heretics will beat them. So.
Oh, you think Heretics will beat him? No, okay.
All right, we're going FaZe 3-1. I don't think it's going to be a clean cut. I think it could easily be a game 5. But if the thing is, if it
3-1.
goes 5, I'm still taking FaZe. I still think they've got enough in them.
All right.
But yeah, 70
Here we
votes in
go.
the chat. 54% went Heretics. Unbelievable. Scene.
And 54% of you guys are wrong. Great. Good,
yeah,
good
sorry,
stuff.
your vote doesn't count.
Clip
Unlucky.
that, chat. Clip that for next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
clip that up.
we'll save that.
Actually,
up.
please clip that, Ronnie. You
Yeah,
don't need it. I'm gonna be locked in on you, kid.
Yeah, we need to do this
You
every
watch
show.
FaZe
We
are like
bring
100
up
point
like
of them, 6 of them in S&D.
clips of
3
the last
All
one.
right, what we got? Ravens versus Cloud. Hey, listen, I'm gonna lock this in early.
Ace.
I'm locked
This is a
in.
good,
I'm
this is a
a
good
lot-
one.
I'm gonna lock this in early. 3-1 Ravens.
I'm a lot mine
I will-
early. 3-1.
I
Ravens.
have to agree. I have to agree. 3-1 Ravens.
Wow, we're all going 3-1 Ravens. I love this.
Here we go, Ronnie. What
I
you
do.
go?
Yeah, go on.
3-2
Ronnie.
Ravens.
Wow.
That's a clip. Wow, that's a 4-0. My
You
bad.
watch C9 win
That's a
3-0.
4-0
Ravens
from the
are really
Ravens.
good. Unless there's a huge turnaround, Ravens look
Yeah,
really
but
good.
okay, Ronnie, why have
they're one
they
of my
been
favorites.
getting piss slammed in scrims? What is this
I
all
think
about?
they always have, though.
Yeah, I think they always have.
I think apparently they play better versus top teams, but then Shotsy said they slammed them every map, so I don't know.
Very confusing.
I
My
don't know.
theory is TJ, he only tries in real matches.
Or when he plays top teams in scrims.
Yeah, or when he plays top teams in scrims. And when the
Yeah,
crumble
that's
is
probably what it is,
cooking,
honestly.
TJ turns up and they're going to look good. I just think they're fundamentally better than Cloud9 right now.
And they're a good S&D team.
And they reverse swept them online the other week anyway. And they
Oh,
played
did,
like...
didn't
And the thing is,
Yeah.
they went down big map 1, and then they nearly brought it back and won anyway. Lost the
think they're
game
just a
2,
better
and then they
team.
reverse swept him. Like, once they started playing, they were clearly the better team. But obviously, that Sib pre aim assist, you know, settings.
You keep saying aim assist. I
switch
said
on.
gameplay fix. You keep saying aim
Game.
assist.
I don't know, I'm
Sure,
making
he had his
it
aim
up.
assist turned off.
Maybe he had his
That's
one
what
off.
happened.
Maybe he had his one
His
off.
aim assist was off, bro. It was just gone. It was off.
For like 2 weeks. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, all good. They figured it out. I'm taking Thanos. You know we're a big fan of Thanos here on the show.
Yeah.
So they're through to the semi-finals in our bracket. We then have, we'll go back to losers actually, so we'll go the juicier series one by one. Toronto versus Gentle Mates.
Oh my god, the Gentleman is gonna get fucking 3-0 slammed. 3-0 slammed.
You think 3-0 slams? You rate Toronto this
3-0
high?
slammed. Toronto's gonna torch them.
When
Yeah.
did Ultra Boys get back from the EU? If they went.
Oh,
They could, dude, they could have came back from the EU jet lag, deaf, blind, and dumb, and they would still win this match. I don't care.
Jesus, my bad. LAG.
LAG aren't that bad.
No, they're not. They're bad, but they're not that bad.
No, they are 0-4, but they ain't that bad. We saw some generational fucking throws from them.
I think they're pretty bad, to be fair. I
I don't
don't
think
rate them
they're.
much.
No, I don't think it's a 3-0 slammage like we think.
I
Keys and
think
Scott is
Ultra
really good
are
at the game.
generationally better than them right now.
Oh, I'm agreeing with you. I just don't think it's gonna be a slammage.
I think 3-1.
I do go Ultra 3-0 though.
I was gonna say next. I was like, Trey, tell me it's not a 3-0 then. Say the.
I do got to be in a 3-0 for sure.
I got
Okay.
3-1 at Toronto.
It's just gonna be a little bit squeaky bum time, you know.
Absolutely. This is a Benjamin Beans and Toby Kleanex master class.
3-0.
LAG
There you
will
go.
get the control.
Yeah, 3-0. Lock it in.
I'm
Lock
looking
it in
at a
there.
3-0. I'm locking
Ah.
it. I think Gorillas are fraudulent, to be honest. Like, unfortunately, they're one of these teams, this is my opinion. Every series, they seem to be getting a little bit better. Oh, next series, we're going to get them, guys. The French fans are in
That's
the reply
definitely
saying,
what they
oh,
say, by
we
the
got
way."
your back, we got your back. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's going to get better. We support you, Lins, Priester, Skies, Bulldog. Like, you're going to make it work. And then they just keep getting smoked again and again and again. And it's, okay, well, I've got them winning this first series against the Rocker, but not much faith in the Gorillas, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm just concerned because I think the French fans at some point, they're going to turn.
They're going to turn.
And when they turn, it ain't going to end well for these guys. Kismet's going to be safe. The other two guys,
Linz will be
Linz is going to
safe
be
'cause he's
safe.
French.
The other two
Yeah.
guys, that is the danger.
Let's be real, it's
Linz
Priester.
is always gonna be safe.
Yeah, Linz,
Linz will
Linz
be the
has,
worst
Linz has
player.
French cheese.
Fine.
He has French cheese. He's good.
And there's like no other French options, right? I think you could Brezzy.
Resi.
Cobra.
Oh,
Cobra,
Cobra.
Brezzy.
Actually, no,
My-
that's a good point.
my-
They could do that, you know.
My prediction was Cobra will come in for Priester after Major 1 anyway, like before the season even started.
Interesting. Well, there we go.
It's honestly a fair prediction. Very fair
Like,
prediction.
there's no one else they can really get. They might as well just get another French player.
Yeah, if the season's shocked, at least you get like full French support. At least.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Cobra and Linz have played well together before in challenges, so
Yeah, I'm sure Linz is chirping
Begging.
a little bit to chirping a little bit to bring his boy back in.
Them French
Absolutely.
fans ain't showing no love in the player streams. Fake fans, says Harrison.
Because
They do reply to the tweets,
80,000 Megotaga stream. They don't care about the rest of them, man.
Like-
They don't need to go anywhere else.
They
and they're
also
0-4
probably don't
anyway. Why are they
speak
going to get
English,
love
so-
in their stream?
Yeah, good point. No love.
All right,
could
let's
be-
jump to
yeah. Jump to the top
Boston
side.
Optic. Yeah, Boston
This
Optic.
is pretty juicy, right? So they played before. I can go find us the series real quick so we can have a look back on what happened the first time around. Of course, they're now playing with different rosters than they were initially. Here's OpTic Texas. Here are their last 5 games. Matches, completed matches. Boston. Only loss of the season so far. And up we go. So OpTic won the Skyline. This is what they played before. Skyline, Rewind, Vault, red card they played. And OpTic lost in 5. Winning map 1, winning map 3. Losing both searches. Kenny had a rough series here. Great series from Shotzi and Dashi. But not good enough. Snoopy was too good, as was Cammy. So, I don't know what to think about Boston. I've not seen like any scrims from them. I really have no idea. With Hook, do they get their revenge? Ronnie, what do we think?
I think 3-1 Optic.
I'm gonna say this is early in this. I'll say this is early in the season. So I don't think it shouldn't be it's not the best piece of evidence for why Boston is going to be a contender in this matchup. So I do think OpTic is still going to win this. I'm going to give them a swift. I'm going to give them a 3-0, honestly.
I
I think Boston is going to be overwhelmed.
And like Optic get to play that weekend already as well. I know it's only Falcons, but like Boston wouldn't have played.
That's true.
I'm
They get a
sitting
little
there,
warm up too.
I'm sitting thinking like, do I think Breach is gonna go last map with them again?
And win it, if they did.
I don't think they're gonna win. I'm gonna go OpTic 3-2.
I just don't think Optic Texas will be as bad as it was when they played them last time.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's got to be better. But
Like,
I
they
think
already
it's
looked
going to
at
be.
you.
But,
Not last one,
Boston
yeah.
might just be a
Close.
good S&D team.
But that's also true.
So, Rab, you have the final choice of 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2.
You know, people who watch the YouTube, they know I love a 3-1. We're locking in the 3-1 fashion.
Everyone loves the 3-1.
I'll take the dub. And then we've got the grudge match, big time showdown. Monster MVP, game of the day. LA Thieves versus Atlanta FaZe.
Can I crush the dreams and souls right now, really quick?
Hear me?
3-0 Thieves.
3-0 Thieves. 3-0.
Absolutely.
3-0
They should have
Thieves.
3-0 them last time.
3-2 Thieves.
Again.
Oh, cheat.
I think, like I said, I think FaZe are going to get a little bit better. I think Thieves are just consistently the best team. They're going to win, but I don't think it's going to be as close as we think it is.
Because they played online. Obviously, this is all online.
3-2.
And it was 3-2, but like FaZe were kind of, I wouldn't say lucky, because
They
they
made a
played
big
well.
comeback, didn't they, map 4?
But like they really should have got 3-0 smoked. Like,
Yeah.
and Thieves just let them off the. Like they took
It's
the
almost like
boot
they were-
off
like,
the
they were
throat
like- they were-
basically.
they were
on
trolling
game
a little bit,
3. They
innit?
were trolling a bit game 3.
Yeah.
They eventually lost it. They lost the game 4 close, and they won game 5 anyway. So I think like if Thieves were locked in, they would have 3-0'd that series. I think they were just playing with their food a little bit.
You know what's crazy is that FaZe winning this, we'd call it an upset.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Big one as well, going off the start of the year.
Yeah, FaZe are probably
I got-
like 20-25% chance to win this series. People would say right now.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
All right.
Keep it
We
pushing.
just, let's-
We got our top
Optic
4,
Ravens.
ladies and gentlemen. three more series to go, and then a champion's going to be crowned of minor one. Pretty big deal. 30, I think it's 20k for the winner,
20K
and
for
then
the winner.
30 CDL points, 10 or 20 for.
That's a big gap to start of the year
seconds.
as well.
And then 10 for third and fourth.
Yeah.
So let's do the lower side first. Do Thieves versus Ultra. This is a very interesting series in my eyes. Both teams that are 4-0 so far. Okay, Thieves are going to be the favourites.
Have they played?
Did they play?
Or
No,
was
they
that
can't have
FaZe
done
not?
because they're both
That
4-0.
was FaZe not.
Yeah, FaZe
that was
played
FaZe not
Ultra.
Ultra. Yeah.
So both these teams undefeated at this point. Thieves have probably shown the higher ceiling, but Toronto have been very consistent and getting the wins.
I'm gonna go Neslo from Ultra.
Oh,
That's pretty good. It's a good
And
prediction.
Neslo off the bat.
Oh,
That's kind of slick right there. I
That's
like that.
crazy. I mean, I don't
Like
hate
Thieves,
it.
Thieves are definitely favourite, but I don't know.
I think Thieves are going to start slamming them, get a little bit too complacent, and then lose them.
Win map 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I hope
so
they don't.
So we have an Ultra win, a Thieves win.
what are you thinking, guys?
Sheesh. This is definitely a rough one. Oh man. 3-1 Thieves is what I'm feeling. I'm actually feeling a 3-1 Thieves on this one.
I got a 3-1 Thieves. I'm with you on that one. And
Yeah.
we don't usually agree.
No, I don't know what's going on here.
We're usually the disagreement, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the chat's going to give their take now in a second. I think Thieves will be making the finals this tournament. It's going to be close, though. I've got it. I think I've got it as a 3-2. I'm pretty confident in Thieves clutching up in 5. I know that Ultra did used to have a reputation for doing something similar to that. But if it goes 5, I actually think Thieves will win. Or at least have a good chance to win. And I think if it's a 3-1 or a 3-0, it's probably only going to be Thieves in that scenario.
Oh yeah, Ultra have to win it in 5. Like they're only going to win it in 5.
Yeah, but Ultra, I mean, AJ says Bell Fiber for the win. So, I mean, I hear you. It is online COD at the end of the day, but Thieves are based out of Texas. So,
It's
like,
yeah,
you know.
Dell Fiber. Okay, fine. Google Fiber for the win. What do you want? 1,000 up, 1,000 down versus 500 up, 500 down. Same thing. That's not going to be the factor. I just think Thieves are going to come out hot. The internet's not going to be the factor here at all.
Yes, the chat's going for Thieves taking the dub. I'm going to give it to Thieves in a 3-2. I think it's going to be very close. And then we've got a pretty big decision to make on the other side of things. OpTic versus the Carolina Ravens. Slasher and the boys against the Green Wall. It's online COD at the end of the day.
3-0 OpTic.
If this was LAN, I'm picking Ravens.
Yeah?
This is online. I'm taking OpTic.
You're taking
hey.
You take
Yeah,
Ravens
I'm taking
online.
Ravens on LAN. Slasher gets a
Win?
0.2 KD buff, so Slasher guaranteed 1.4 on LAN in the series. Gwyn drops a 1.0, TJ 1.1, Vivid 0.85. It's fine. That's a win for Ravens. OpTic online, OpTic online. Hook is going to be frying. It's
Let's be clear. You mean Hook online?
Yeah,
Yeah, the others are fine.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
so you
what
ready
I'm
for
saying,
this?
really.
I'm going OpTic 3-0.
I'm ready personally. Yeah.
Hey, it's 2025. Maybe me and you have became.
We start to sync randomly.
Maybe.
All right.
ready?
I'm
thinking
three,
3.
Ravens 3-0.
2.
Ravens.
Ravens win.
No way. No way.
You
Yeah.
all got Ravens.
Yeah, both of us. Yeah, 100%.
Wait, both of you
I
got
got OpTic
Ravens.
3-0.
I think Ravens take it.
I think they just look like a well-oiled machine from what we've seen.
Yeah, I think
They don't. They don't. Yeah,
I think the
they're very
Christmas
good.
break might come at the worst time for them.
Oh, I might have to change my mind, mate. I might have to change my mind. Because people in the
Ravens
chat are
seems fine,
talking about it.
it'll be
They're
fun.
talking about the Shotzi Slasher record, and I'm thinking,
Slash
Shit,
is
yeah.
0 and 15
Does
against Shotzi. or he's
Thanos
about to have
lose
15?
16
15,
times in a row to Shotzi? I don't think he does.
What was the
He's
TJ thing? TJ broke his record against the terrorists.
TJ broke his record against the Terrors. You gotta think Slasher is not losing 16 times.
Bro,
on the
I
spin.
love OpTic fans when they get salty, man. I love it.
Fortnite default death. Guys, nobody beat Slasher 16 times in a row.
You know what? I'm fully locked in on this prediction. Unlucky Ronnie.
Oh
Clip
my
it and
God.
ship it. I'm changing my prediction. OpTic online. It's not. Kenny's gonna drop a 0.6, and Ravens are gonna take the dub. I'm gonna give it to him in 5 though. I'm thinking Ravens search and destroy. Yeah, I know he's got a 3-0, but it doesn't add up. And we've got to throw something juicy in there because if we're right, we look unreal. On
It's
the
hilarious,
final.
though. It's hilarious though because we make it out like OpTic have looked like the best team in the world, and that they haven't lost a fucking game, and then we make it out
Different
like
roster.
just because Slash is 0 and 15 against Shotzi now, doesn't mean he's gonna be 0 and 16.
Give it to the end of the year.
Doesn't mean that at all.
15-15.
They might not even play each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
And now in the
People go
finals,
make every
we
map
got
says
a
Viper.
Ravens.
Is it a
Thieves
normal
finals.
best of 5 or is this a best 7?
Good question. That.
That is valid.
Well, let me
That is a
see.
valid question.
No, it's up
think I
to
heard
3.
it's 7.
It only allows me to go 3.
Jesus.
So
It's a 5 then.
looks like a
Five.
best of
Every
5
time
in the
you get-
final.
Then it is best of 5.
Wow.
3-1 Thieves.
You know what? I'm gonna go 3-0 Thieves.
I reckon that
Because-
Ravens take the S&D.
They're gonna be so juiced to beating OpTic, they're gonna get to the finals, and then Thieves is gonna come like a fucking freight train and slam them.
100-point club on map 1, then they're chalked.
Yeah, 3-0 Thieves on this one. I think at that point it's gonna be like just super flow state for Hydra. Envoy's gonna be shooting and Scrap's gonna be doing his thing. It's gonna be Jeej.
To all the OpTic fans complaining, listen, they might not even play each other. Falcons might smoke OpTic. We don't know.
You got to think actually, because Ravens they're starting round 2, so they're gonna have like this match is under the belt. Let's tie it.
3-1 Thieves. 3-1 Thieves.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rob, I don't think they're going to be tired. They're playing 1 game a day.
No, I'm just trolling. I'm just trolling.
Could you imagine that? They're walking, I'm just fatigued, man.
Yeah, we're just it's too much card. No, but I'm taking Thieves. I actually agree with Ace's take here. I think it might be a hot one.
All right, Stian Isaacson.
We got a couple of 3-0s
What do you mean,
here, so I think this
what
is
do
a
you
good
mean we
bracket.
need
Yeah, we
to
do.
stop What do you mean we need to stop hyping up Ravens? They are not that good. Motherfucker, we can only look what's in front of us, and they look good.
And they smoke FaZe.
Yeah, they smoke
Yeah,
FaZe.
what?
You got to think.
I hate that take. I hate
No,
that. I can only see
that's
what's
a
in front of me
trash
right now.
That's actually a trash take, bro. They look good. The team's cohesive. They have
I love this.
their team is balanced. It's a
They
very
look like they know what
balanced
they're
team.
doing as well. Like, they look like they know what they're doing on the map, which you can't
Yeah.
say for every team. Like,
For sure. I think that's
nobody's going to play them on protocol.
It's
Like,
also going to
they
be.
are
It's
not.
like it's also
Yeah,
online
I love
cards.
this.
There's going to be upsets. Like
Hey,
an online card.
can we do this to OpTic more? I love the chat right now. Y'all be
Oh,
eating your
honestly.
words, just trying to take the mick out of OG.
Trey, my Twitter replies when I have them losing a match are the best thing ever.
It's not my fault, your teammate. I don't think your team's as good as Ravens
bro,
right
we
now.
had OpTic winning 2 series. We have them beating Falcons. Giving them
And
credit.
I had them beating Ravens as
And
well.
we
by
have
the way.
them. We have them beating. Yeah, and Ronnie had them beating Ravens. He had them
Alright,
3-0
alright,
Ravens.
it's
in
all
the
part
half.
of the plot. All part of the plot.
If we go and do this, then we might as well say Breach gonna beat OpTic because they've already beat him this season. That's how you're gonna take this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine
hey,
logic.
low key though. If that's
I
the
mean, Breach
logic,
could beat
then
them. Breach could beat them as well, like, no doubt.
if that's the
If you-
logic, true.
I love it. If you watch scrims,
Oh,
you would know
that's
the
really
matchup
simple.
really well. Listen, scrims are scrims, man. It ain't the game.
To be fair,
Scrims
they
play
do say
differently
that
to
though.
actual matches.
I'm thinking
I'm gonna-
because Shotzi called them out. He said they
He
were
said they
trash.
won like left maps in a row against them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Slasher
also
doesn't take
say
kindly
too,
to that.
I'm also saying keep it a $150. Even if OpTic make it to the finals of this minor, they're getting slammed. So it doesn't matter. Right? Even if we flip this around and say OpTic beat Ravens, okay. In your actual heart of hearts, OpTic fans, in this case, they're not beating Thieves. So
I will
anyways,
say,
the result
I will
doesn't
say,
matter.
like after the games ended at Christmas, I actually had OpTic winning the minor.
Really?
Yeah, just a feeling. Like I've had it since the start, so I'm like, might as well stick with it.
Listen,
I'm down
bro.
for that. That would be.
The plot.
didn't- Wait,
That would be
It's not that
something,
way.
wouldn't it?
wait, didn't you say Ravens are going to be OpTic though in our bracket?
No, I had OpTic 3-0.
Yeah, an OpTic clean 3, and then of course they never made the finals for Ronnie to give his OpTic smoke.
Damn.
Yeah,
You
I
might
had him versus Ultra as well, remember?
I'll tell you what,
yeah,
Ronnie.
you
I'll tell you
would.
what. I'll tell you what, Ronnie. If OpTic win the whole major, minor, same thing.
Well, just in case.
I don't know. I'll come up with a forfeit. I'll buy you something.
Oh, sweet. Come
I
on.
like the sound of that. It is near
sent a
enough
few
half
DMs
past
out
the
here.
hour. I think Ace may have to dip out, and we have a few more things to
Yeah, in a
discuss
second, I'm
before
about to have
we
a
close
call
the
right
show.
now. So
But
yeah.
Ace has got a call. He's making moves, business moves. That's what I hear anyway. Adding more zeros to the end of the bank account. Is that right?
Always.
That's good. That's what
Wait,
2025 is for.
when did I ask if two teams who are 4-0 played each other? I never asked that. I think that was Ronnie that asked that.
No, I wasn't sure if Ultra had played Thieves. I got mixed up.
Yeah,
with FaZe.
off.
That's all.
Hey, off my fucking dick, please. I didn't ask
No,
anything.
but you and Ronnie sound the same, don't you? Because that's what they said.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
but-
is that's a load of crap. That is. I don't know what it's it.
Off me.
Gwyn, number 1 of the league right now, says Mary Williams. Absolutely. Wait, hang on. What's Gwyn's surname?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Let's have a look.
His name's Isaiah something. I know his
Yeah,
last
that's-
name's not Williams though.
Ah,
Hey
okay,
Mary, are
okay.
you related?
Apparently his
That's his
surname is
mom.
Asaya Gwyn.
Yeah, his last name's Gwyn, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah. That's what it says. That's what Code Gamepedia's telling me.
Mary, are you related?
Not
That's his
hey,
arm.
yo, that's Gwyn's burner. He just goes by Mary Williams. That's real smart, Gwyn. Real
I mean,
smart.
by
of
the
you right
numbers,
there.
Mary ain't
Yeah.
wrong. She ain't wrong.
Hey,
No,
let's
he
hope
actually is
don't-
like number 1 player.
To be honest, again, called it out last year, but then like Clay picks him good. That kid is nasty. He just maybe gets a little nervous on land, which is fine. He's young. Give him some time, but he's disgusting. So it's not surprising to see Gwyn develop the way he is.
This year is
you
big
watch
for
him
him,
play,
though,
he's mechanically
online.
great. So, yeah.
Yeah, this
All
year's
right.
Gwyn taking it to the next level.
It is
Yeah,
with leadership
for
too,
sure.
with a good, better team. I think and you know
They all
reset-
shoot back
resetting him up
online
and
as
stuff.
well.
I'm actually on the Ace hype train about this. I can't believe I've gone to this point, but
We're
actually
slowly
true.
coming together, boys. We're
it's actually so
slowly
sad.
coming together. It's great.
And I can't.
How
I-
good would this team been, by the way? It had Mac on the flex, like they wanted.
Oh, on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they would have been.
It would have been very. I mean, who knows what would have been better? But the way it's set up now, again, it's a really good balance of personalities, of players, of play styles that like makes them very effective. So I'm glad this is how it turned out for them.
Agreed. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, Ace, you got to dip out?
Just about. Yeah, bro.
Absolutely. We got one final thing to discuss with the chat before we close out the show today, because we had another banger one as always. We're going to be back on Friday as well, because the minor's about to get underway. So we're going to do a little pre-show for that one for you guys as well. I'm sure there's going to be some drama this week. Maybe some roster stuff. You know how it is. There's a clip that Crim came out with yesterday. Shotzi versus Hydra. People are talking about who's going to be the MVP in the league this season. We're going to see who the MVP is going to be in the minor tournament. I guess that's another prediction, isn't it, right? We're looking at our bracket. Obviously, in Ronnie's prediction, he's got OpTic winning it. We've got Thieves winning it, but, you know, there's similar teams in the conversation. If OpTic win, Ronnie, who's the MVP?
Actually,
Dashi. Okay.
yeah.
There we go. I like it. He was also my pick going into the season. I think Dashi, you know...
I thought he was gonna be the best at EWC, to be honest.
Interesting. Yeah. That's also possible, but I thought at EWC, like, OpTic would take their foot off the gas a bit after winning champs. But this new season,
we should probably word it differently in terms of just because of the clip. Who do you think's an MVP? Who do you reckon is going to win MVP out of Shotzi and Hydra this year?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'll share the clip for you guys real quick, unless you
Depends
guys
on
do
who
it right
wins
now.
champs, don't it? Or no, like who wins the most?
Not
events?
because it's
No.
before champs.
It's
Yeah, I know.
before,
I
brother.
just realized.
Okay, I'll be the first to predict because maybe if I get this call if it comes in, so I'm gonna be the first to predict this. Shotzi, I said in the beginning of the year, is the best player in this game. It's crafted for him. It was made for him. It was molded for him. I think, without a doubt, even considering the fact that now on this other team, although Hydra is very good, a lot of his kills are being taken. You know what I'm saying? It's being spread amongst his team. It gives Ant Shotzi a specific kind of cushion to stats wise and to the fans to look more dominant, thereby putting him ahead of the MVP race. So definitely Shotzi is the more likely in my head.
I agree. Because it was the scrap stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
think-
plausible, but go on, Trey.
I was gonna say I think that Krim hits this perfectly.
Let me play
Shotzi
it.
is a better team player.
we'll
Hydra
go
is a
with it.
better player.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Actually, he's got music in the background. Hang on. Let me be careful, quick.
Shotzi's the way better team player. Shotzi will make your job as a main AR so much fucking easier. In MW and Cold War, I thought I was really fucking good. And then immediately I like no longer was teaming with Shotzi. I'm like, damn, I'm not that fucking good. Like, if you ask me, I think Shotzi will help your team win more games. But Hydra will always look better statistically.
Okay, yeah, so that's the take, as you said, Trey. Basically just saying, it's pretty interesting just because Krim's played with both of the guys, right? He's played with Shotzi, he's played with Hydra, years apart.
I think he also has a different opinion though because he won with Shotzi.
And Hydra wasn't the best. They didn't have the best time.
They did have a bit
They
of
didn't
drama
like
as
each other.
teammates. Yeah.
But I will say Krim's always kept it real whether he likes someone or doesn't like
And they
someone.
did win. They won the shitty whatever it was.
Pro
Yeah, but you know
Classic.
what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we've also got to take into consideration that Hydra didn't exactly have the best players last like any time he was on subliners. Like they were
Or
good, they were
English.
good. They weren't the best though. You know, you look at FaZe and he was still going toe to toe with OpTic, FaZe and all the best teams there whilst dropping as many kills as he possibly could, doing it all basically. We always said this. I think Shotzi just does more around the map for his ARs and stuff like that, but I think Hydra possibly wins MVP over Shotzi.
I mean, Thieves are a better team as well, so like more likely to win more events.
I think that
I'm
is
sure
the point. for
team
me.
record may come in as well to be a separating factor, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that could be something that separates them as well.
Yeah, I think Shotzi on this
Like
specific
if Thieves
game
win
might be
3
better,
events
but-
or 2 events and OpTic win 1, like it's gonna be a Thieves player that wins it. Logically.
Yeah, and I think it is more likely to be Hydra over the rest. Like Scrap will be close, but I don't know if he's. gonna
SMGs
be-
are always gonna get the flowers more. I feel like.
SMGs do tend to get the flowers. I was really hoping it would be different this year. Maybe it will be, but I'm hoping for an AR MVP. It could be Dashi in that case as well, because this is
It'll
the
be
point
Dashi
that
or
Crim's
Scrap.
making. Is like, I guess there's another question: who's more likely to win MVP? So let's say we have percentage terms. The most likely player right now might be Shotzi, maybe marginally. Maybe it's Hydra. Don't know. There's a debate. Obviously, Simp is going to be, can't rule him out completely. But who's got the higher percentage between Dashi and Scrappy? Because if I'm Dashi, I think I've got a better chance of winning it than Scrap does because Shotzi's going to enable me more than Hydra enables Scrap. But maybe it doesn't matter because Thieves are going to fry.
There's more kills on the map.
I
for
back
Dashi.
that beef. I back that beef. Honestly, I think Bruce also just his numbers stand out a little better this year, just game to game. Very early in the season, but just
He looks
saying
more
so far.
comfortable in this game, like kills wise.
Yeah, he does, and I think that's going to give him a big advantage. Again, his Scrap in the same time. Again, kills are being spread so far. In his case, in Dashi's case, there's a lot of maps where Kenny's maybe not getting as many
Double
kills,
neck.
and he picks up the slack. Yeah, not double neck. Calm down, Ron. Goddamn.
No, he is this year.
Yeah, I mean he's not performing the best, but I'm saying Dashi has more of a chance to pick up some kills. So I would say AR wise, honestly, my MVP is coming from OpTic. Basically, at the end of the day, it's either Dashi or Shotzi for me. Celium, it was between Celium. For me, it was actually between Celium and Dashi when we had the discussion on the first show with pick an AR and a sub who most likely to be MVP. We had everyone unanimously pretty much said Hydra or Shotzi. We mentioned Sim for a second. And then ARs, I actually said Celium or Dashi, but now I think it's definitely Scrap or Dashi, but nah, it's still Dashi and Shotzi for me. OpTic, someone from OpTic is getting this MVP.
Up from Upline Castle with the 5. Love you too. Appreciate you. But I think, again, as Ronnie said, it depends on who wins. Because I think it's plausible this season Thieves just, like, run a train.
Run everyone, yeah.
Because, like, FaZe might be ass. OpTic, Champ's Curse, plus Drama, plus Hook in the team instead on land.
Is Champ's Curse even a thing anymore? Thieves won, didn't they?
Nah, I still think it's a thing.
They didn't have a great season, to be fair.
Yeah, and then Octane retired. Champ's Curse, blew up the roster.
Exactly, Champ's Curse.
You can. The thing is, if you believe in the Champ's Curse,
Yeah,
you
but
can
does it
find
count now?
any
Because OpTic had gone into an
reason.
event with a different team.
Yeah, but the Champ's Curse already happened to them, though. So, like, they're already...
Yeah, for making the change.
Yeah, the curse already hit them. So, but that's what I think. Like, it does come down to who actually wins a lot. Because Thieves could... I don't think it's going to happen because I think the league is too competitive at this point. But Thieves could theoretically do a Cold War phase this year and win 4 of 6. Like 4 of 6 and Champs is not implausible. I don't think any other team can do it but Thieves. I don't think FaZe are doing it. I don't think OpTic are doing it. I think Thieves could.
I think it's more top-heavy competitive, less competitive in general.
Do you not think the middle
project.
pack teams are competitive with each other? Or do you mean like middle pack versus top?
I think like the top teams just go crazy, but I don't feel like there's gonna be that many upsets. The more further on we get in the year.
Torch Gamer with the 10 bomb. Let's go.
I feel like last year was the most insane. Though. I don't feel like it'll be as bad as last year.
I think it's just gonna be
Appreciate
like
you.
even my Ravens team, for example, we weren't considered like top 2, top 3, but like we were good. Well, we were very good online.
Vanguard.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah. You got top
Even-
3,
even
didn't you, Major
Even
One?
at the start of MW2, people didn't think we were gonna win, but we started off 2-0.
Oh, the XM4.
No, MW2.
Yeah. When London were actually good,
Just cut.
Afro was cooking. The TAC, whatever it was called. TAC 56
Yeah.
or something.
Oh, yeah.
Trey Zero on
But
Gavutu. Holding it down.
yeah, B point. That was my realm. Guaranteed attack win.
Major
For a
One
couple of
Ravens were
rounds.
good luck.
Yeah, they were.
Guaranteed attack. Hey. It's not about me anymore, guys.
It's about Gwyn. He's about to take your record.
I'm just an old grumpy man these days. Just an old grumpy man.
Actually, that record,
Yeah,
you,
no,
must be miles clearing money earned on that org.
huh? On the
Honestly,
org?
like, you must have earned a lot more than anyone else. Like, compared to Gwyn.
Damn.
Well, yeah.
We're pocket
wait,
watching.
what?
No,
That's a
because
bit
you
different,
said,
though.
Rab said
I mean,
he's
I
coming
want-
for your record.
Yeah, my win record, Ronnie.
Earlier, you guys were on about your money earned.
Huh?
Am I faded?
Yes.
No,
Faded.
winningest, we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, I thought like,
How many
like
series
money
he's
earned,
won.
like winning is. Yeah, I got you.
Can't have been much
Ronnie,
on the
smoking
Ravens,
the good
mate.
shit. You smoking
Hey.
the good shit, Ron.
Hey, Ronnie, I know it's getting a little bit late in the UK, but you gotta lock in.
Major one in Vanguard. What was the prize pool? What did prize pool be for third place in that? Probably like 50.
20k.
No, more than that,
I
surely.
can't. Was it 200k? Maybe it was only 200k prize pool
Wait,
for
what
the
you
majors.
what you out? Vanguard.
I was thinking Major one Vanguard where you guys came third. The prize pool, because nowadays the prize pool for
Yeah,
the
it
majors
was
is 500.
80
20 each.
prize pool 120, 80 120 200.
Yeah, okay. It's the same as it is today, I think. Pretty similar anyway. So yeah, 20 each for
Just
first.
try to have the record frame. I don't even have a London Royal Ravens jersey, man. Let alone a record.
All right, guys, questions in the chat as we're about to round out the show. Would appreciate you guys giving your thoughts real quick. But yeah, thanks all for tuning in, either live or after the fact on Spotify or YouTube or whatever other platforms we happen to be live on. Drop us a review as well. We'd appreciate it. If you're listening on Spotify, a little 5-star review, they go a long way. Or, you know, if you hate the show, 1-star review. It's also an option, but we'd appreciate if you don't. If you watch this long, then you're
Dude.
probably going to give us a good one.
I live for Rab saying tuning in.
Tuesday.
Tuning in to Tuesday.
Also, shout out to everyone that does listen on Spotify and stuff like that. We just reached over 100,000 plays on Spotify a few weeks ago, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, we did.
You know, I know loads of you listen to the podcast or whatever you want to call this at work and whilst you're just going about your day to day. Sometimes even in the gym, you probably get angry at our takes and then use that to motivate yourself for hitting your PB.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I need.
you know, what else? We appreciate you all. I had over we maxed out on 500 viewers today. Had over an average of around about 400, 450, which is crazy. Shout out to the YouTube crew. Make sure you drop a like on this too, because you guys are sometimes not very nice to us and don't give us any likes.
Yeah, when the VOD goes up soon, hit the like on that
We
too.
only have
you
7
know?
likes at a minute,
That's what
or
we
500 viewers.
Nah, it's more than that. We got 128 likes
Oh, mine's not updated.
on my logic. All right, a couple of questions coming in from Jack. Question is, what's the best way to compare players all time with money out the window and wins being so dependent on league format and lack of tournaments? I think the answer is just vibes, fear factor.
Or you don't.
Or you just don't, maybe. I don't know.
Listen,
This
you
is the whole
can't
Sim
compare-
versus Scump debate.
You
You
can't
can,
compare.
you can.
No, you can't.
You
You
can.
can't compare. You can't compare Messi to Maradona.
No. You can, but here's why. Here's the only way you can in just sports in general. It's pure dominance of your time. If I'm Michael Jordan Bulls and I'm 72-10 against the league and I won the chip that year, it's pure dominance of your surrounding league at the time. Wilt Chamberlain is still one of the best basketball players of all time because he scored 100 points in a game and he still has the highest points per game ever, even though he's playing against plumbers. That doesn't matter. That was his competition, and he was the greatest. He was the most dominant. So that's how I think you have to play it. The complexity team of past, the fear factor, as Rab said, these type of things I think are how you can take money, tournaments, and stuff out the window. It's pure just how much of the year at the time of what you were given did you win and did you show out? That's it.
I want to have a debate with someone who watched, like, oh my god, Upcastle Line comes through with a big couple of 5 bombs. Let's go to get us over the goal.
Achieved goal to achieve
Let's
our
go.
goal. Thank
Wow,
you.
what a legend in the chat. Appreciate you all. I guess my question is, because lots of the COD fans around, especially the guys, stuff like this, have been around for a good few years. They've watched Scump win champs, right? This type of stuff. I want to know what the take is of someone who watched. Maybe you just ask CDL Pal. Like, you started watching MW19. Scump was towards the end of his career. In his eyes, he saw Scump as like, big name, but top 5, top 10 player, won an event, that type of thing.
He didn't see Scump in Black Ops 2 Scorpion.
Exactly. You didn't see that. So, like, whereas we saw that, and therefore, in my head, it's like, it's so difficult to imagine anyone surpassing what those guys did in their day.
The Scump versus Simp stuff's a bit weird as well, because like we also saw Scump compete well with Simp, like even in like his end of his career. Like he ended his I think he had a winning record in like last 3 years or 2 years versus Simp and Nabizi. Like, and that's when he's at his worst. Like, what's Prime Scump gonna do versus Prime Simp? Like, I don't know. I'd always take Scump.
I did not see. My thing is, Hamsik, I didn't watch Maradona. You're correct. My point is like everyone deems Maradona one of the best of his time, and then Messi's one of the greatest of all time. And I think it's just they're one of the best at that time in their generation. I feel like there's no point in.
It should be left at that.
Yeah, like you left your mark, you left your legacy there. Like you said, is Scump the best player to ever play in the CDL? No. But over the course of his playing career, was he one of the greatest sub players of all time? Yes.
The thing is with Scump as well, he dominated for years.
Yeah, when you compare eras as well, you
important.
always end up talking down on like others when you could just not compare them. Like, obviously you can have it, but it's always comparisons are silly because it's all different circumstances.
And we talk about Rambo was one of the greats back in the day. Am I gonna compare him to Simp? No. I'm gonna leave Rambo over there. I'm gonna leave Simp over here. Rambo was great. Simp was great. There's no point comparing who was
especially
better.
players are big time, bro. I think that applies for quite a lot.
I'm good with that thought, but again, he's asking specifically, how do we compare them? So
I'm saying for me, I ain't gonna compare them.
No, I agree.
That's sure. That's fine.
It's hard to. That's why. How can I compare? I don't know. Like you said, like I said, Messi, Maradona, Ronaldo, Pele, all those type of people, and the argument comes up with, Simp wasn't better than Rambo, or Rambo wasn't better than Simp, or anything like that, because Rambo was playing plumbers. You're only playing who's in front of you.
And also, people that top 12 teams these day and age are like gods. No, they're not.
They won't be
Like,
looked
what?
back on with much.
Exactly, they will be looked back on exactly the same as the plumbers are back then.
Yes, exactly.
You're actually
exactly,
right though. Like
exactly.
if you look through the COD game
Like
preview
no
and stuff,
disrespect to these players, but nobody's going to care about the teams that have been coming top 12 every year in 5 years' time.
And that's why I go back to saying the comparison of greatness has to be their dominance at their time.
Which
That's
means
why we remember these players in their eras. Will Chamberlain, although he's playing plumbers in a different version of basketball, still is remembered because of what he did in his era. That's why I think if you're going to compare people, that's what you have to look at.
So like
That's
this
why I
is
can't
one,
compare.
yeah,
That's why I can't
yeah.
compare eras, though. That's my thing. I can't compare the eras because, like, we're also playing like. You can kind of compare soccer and fucking I'll call it soccer. Jesus, you can kind of compare football, NBA, and stuff like that because the game hasn't really changed that much, like crazy wise.
I mean,
Crazy
no, football / soccer
you can
has not
compare
changed that
sports a
much.
lot better, yeah.
Basketball's
alright.
changed a lot.
Esports,
Alright.
like games, you can't compare like this.
Yes, that's true
my
as well. But
Rambo
the
was
level of
single
competition-
sprinting.
The level of competition. in
Shotty's
esports
dolphin
is
diving
everything.
backwards. Like
Scump
we
was
ain't in the same
jumping
way.
like
We ain't in the same way right now. But
I think the other things as well, again, like someone said, longevity as well as like once, let's say two guys are both winning half the tournaments every year. You want to compare their greatness. After that metric, then it's things like again longevity, legacy, impact. Who were they working with at the time? How good was their support? Essentially, then there's other factors that you can take, but I think top of it is just pure dominance. Who's the best in their?
I
in their
think
era.
longevity plays a huge factor too.
Yeah, it does. If someone is
Yeah,
only
like, these
great
next
for
2 years are
1
gonna be
year
key
versus
for, like, the,
5
like,
years, it's different.
Yeah, like look at Dele Alli for example. You know, at one point he was deemed one of the, he was like one of the greatest young
players in the world.
midfielders at the time. Yeah, and then now
he's
He's,
injured
you
sad in
know,
Italy.
yeah, like he ain't doing anything. Like he went through some stuff, whatever like that. But the longevity weren't there, and he's still young for a footballer.
Yeah.
So why
And,
like
again,
a lot of those guys?
it goes back.
Impressive.
Go ahead.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, I always rated Clay highly for stuff like this, but obviously people will compare how long he lasted, how good he was towards the ends, and there's a bit of recency bias in play.
I think part of that's why Scump retired, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, he knew that, like, hang on, if I get worse and keep playing, people are going to start talking crazy.
Now, Scump, he did it the right way. He honestly realized that he wasn't all
Asking
in.
to win it every event kind of thing, yeah.
No, I think he realized himself he wasn't all in. Like, he knew part of himself wanted to just chill.
When the doubt comes into your head, like, you have to kind of just give it up as soon as that happens.
Listen, the tournament wins don't exactly. I can't really compare CDL player tournament wins to prior CWO because we used to have 12 to 15 events sometimes. Like we used to have events coming out the ass. 9, 10 events for a year or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Every
definitely
CDL win should count for 2.
right. But
You know.
that again, that's why if someone's dominant in a year like that, we're having double the tournaments, which is why the
Yeah,
argument for
OpTic.
Crim being so great is there because so many more tournaments and yet being dominant in so many more opportunities for someone to dethrone him or best him or beat him, and they didn't.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And whereas,
so
like,
that's-
FaZe Cold War, what, 5 events?
Yeah, and although we know they're dominant,
The chances of
other
them
teams
losing
didn't
is a
get
lot
so
less.
many chances to actually outdo them. So I don't know. That's my metric personally.
I was just looking at this, right, for example, so this is Dallas 2017. So
That was
it's
my first event with Splice.
yeah, here you are, top 4. Lance
Little
Jerd,
top
Mac
fourer,
at 0.
you know what I'm
Not bad little result, little
Little
warm up,
top four, you
little
know?
warm up for the big things to come. But just looking at kind of the point you made earlier, Roddy, on the players who were top 12-ish, how they were perceived back then. Because the guys today, the competition today, I don't think it's any better than it was back then. Like, you guys remember when, Enigma 6, General Cage, Proto Emery's, they were getting some upset wins on the board. They came top 12 this event. Assault's team were top 12. Fnatic, they were all right. Millennium, they came top 16. Rise Nation, Looney, Aqua, Fellow for Center, they were top 20 this event. Goonjar's team, top 24. Accuracy's G2, top 24. Like, look at all these big names that had bad tournaments. It's like, if you stack all of these big
fun
names
fact,
into
that
the
G2
league
team
today.
was the one I was the manager of.
No way. I'm shocked. Do you listed on the G2 Esports page? No, you're not.
See,
Definitely
CD
not.
just said hair looks surprisingly decent. What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, what did he say?
He said hair looks surprisingly decent. What is that supposed to mean?
Why are we talking crazy,
Decent.
man? Why are we knocking the boy down? He looks good. He
Decent.
looks great, actually.
It looks absolutely fantastic.
We appreciate you, CD. He said fair play to you all putting out an episode when there's so little going on. We'll make things happen.
There's
That's what we
always
do
things
over here.
going on.
We'll just bullshit until we get you guys.
Yeah,
Sparking the conversation, baby. That's what it is.
that's how it's done. Okay, gentlemen and ladies, Mary, shout out. It's been an absolute pleasure
Wins on.
to have you in the stream today. Ace, would you like to give us a little round out as we close out the show?
Absolutely, guys. I don't know what happened with my call, but I gotta go figure that out. But we love you guys. We've been absolutely stellar. We appreciate you guys for stopping by. Miners around the corner, and COD is about to be great again. 2025. That's the motto. Make COD great again for sure. We appreciate it. We love you guys so much. So much more dope check coming. We're excited for Madrid, Major 1, and the rest of the year. So we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys on Friday for a pre-show, correct?
Mm-hmm. That is the
Yeah,
plan.
we'll be on Friday for a pre-show, so make sure you guys tune in there. We'll have some good yap sessions going on before the minor gets started. We love you guys, and that's episode 41. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week and on Friday. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.